Kevin Connors, thank you so much as we return to the American on Thursday Night College Football. As we welcome you to the Rocket Money kickoff in the Alamo City, beautiful San Antonio, and the famed Riverwalk playing host to a little Thursday Night College Football. It is birds up in the Alamo Dome tonight as UTSA, the Roadrunners, has upset on their mind. But John Sumrall and Tulane in the driver's seat in the American. Can they make it to the college football playoff, or is this team right here, UTSA, going to spring the upset in a year that we've seen anything is possible? With that, welcome into the booth, Tom Luganville and Matt Berry. It's Thursday Night College Football, affectionately known as Industry Night. And I alluded to it there a minute ago. In the American specifically, this is one of the more entertaining conferences in the country because really anything can happen, and we've seen it.
Well, the top half of the league is so competitively balanced. The margin of error is razor thin. So if we can see a Memphis team go on the road and lose to UAB, then come right back the following week and climb out of a 14-point deficit to beat a ranked South Florida, what happens in this building tonight shouldn't be surprising to anybody.
And especially when you see Tulane the last couple of weeks, Lugs. We called their game 2 weeks ago against ECU and then Army. This is a team that has been living dangerously in the final seconds of the game.
Oh, they're riding the lightning. Listen, they've had 9 red zone against ECU and Army, and 2 touchdowns only in 9 red zone trips, but both of those touchdowns came in the 2-minute drill to beat Army here, as you see with Shaz Preston, as we just talked about 2 weeks ago with East Carolina. Tulane, they are living dangerously, but you know what? They know how to win one-possession games.
That's exactly right. You take a look at that. 4-0 and 1-score games this season. Your coach will tell you, look, yeah, we might be giving ourselves heart attacks, but at least we know how to finish a game and win a game. On the other side of it, you look at UTSA. They're one of those teams that at any given week can get you because they have talent. And to get that done tonight, they're going to have to go to the backfield, a really talented one at that.
Well, Robert Henry Jr. is a playmaker, and they need to get him going early and often because the passing game to this point has struggled for the Roadrunners. But Robert Henry is a guy that you want to feed. You want to feed him between the tackles with the power. You want to get him to bounce the play to the perimeter and turn the corner. He can carry flat out a 25, 30 carry load per game if they need him to, and then they can get in advantageous passing downs with 2nd and 3rd and short. Now you see Will Henderson there. Will Henderson's going to be the lightning to Robert Henry's thunder. He is a true track star, a guy that can take the ball and go the distance on any given play.
That was tonight's Player Spotlight brought to you by Rocket Money. And bad news for Tulane, Harry Lyles. There's not going to be an important player, at least on the field, that's going to be able to stop that dynamic duo.
That's right, Matt. Sam Howard, linebacker for Tulane, will not be playing in this game, but he did travel here to San Antonio because of the energy that he brings to the sideline. When I spoke with linebacker Bailey Despaney, he told me that when Howard was out last week against Army, he was the one guy on the sideline rallying the team, raising the morale. He never let them think that they were going to lose that football game. When I talked to head coach John Sumrall, he said he's a freaking dog and makes everyone around him better. He said when Howard walks into a room, the temperature changes. He's a thermostat, not a thermometer. That is why they have brought him inside the Alamo Dome here tonight, guys.
Harry, thank you, says all you need to know about his leadership to be here and not play. It is Halloween Eve. Spooky things can happen. Kickoff is next from San Antonio, as this has been the Rocket Money Kickoff. Welcome to ESPN College Football Primetime, presented by Liberty Mutual, as you were watching the American Conference on ESPN. Got a good one settled for you tonight. We're very familiar with the American here on Thursday Night College Football. Both coaches, Jeff Traylor, year 6 for him at UTSA. Feels like his team is primed to do this again. And John Sumrall, year 2 at Tulane. We'll get into him tonight, as he is one of the most coveted coaches on a market that's going to be absolutely crazy. But before that, we're going to have some fun. Sit back, relax. Jaffa Murray to kick. Anthony Brown-Stevens to return. Thursday Night Football, Week 10. So UTSA won the toss. They elected to defer. That's why we'll see quarterback Jake Retzloff, who last time we saw him, we talked about his running ability, went for over 3 bills, but he gives this offense 2 kinds of dimensions, Luke.
Well, yeah, he's really grown in the passing game. He completed 75% of his passes a week ago. And what they're going to look to do tonight with him is maybe speed things up. He's a sandlot player. He's a guy that likes to just pick up the ball and go. And when they've gone fast in their 2-minute drills is when he's been at his best, hoping to get a little bit more of that regular tempo throughout the course of the game.
This UTSA defense coming off giving up 55 to North Texas. They've got something to prove tonight. Is Retzloff on first down. There he goes. Pulls it, keeps it. Retzloff's got this in his game. How about Jake Retzloff, first play of the game? We talked about his ability to run, and right out of the gate, Luke's 39 yards.
What an unbelievable job by Retzloff on the read. Owen Peewee, the defensive end wearing number 2, comes off the edge and just chases down the back. Good, easy read. And again, here we see the tempo.
Quick shot outside. That's Bryce Bohannon. And that's a good job by UTSA's defense. He has a team-high 24 receptions. Does Bohannon. That's Nana Anyawu that knocks him out after 4.
Just an extension of the run game with the little quick hitter down to the boundary. You gain 4.5 yards. You're loving that right now. And again, as we talked about, Tulane quick up to the football for Jake Retzloff.
The true freshman, Javen Gordon, in the backfield. Play fake to him. Over the middle, Retzloff has a guy caught by Shaz Preston, who's been coming on of late, and that's a gain of 15.
Shaz Preston has really been an impressive guy. He's starting to mature, generate some confidence. Was a 4-star prospect coming out of high school, originally signed with Alabama, but what a circus catch a week ago to beat Army, and now they feel like he might be their new go-to #1 guy.
All right, let's see what they do in the red zone, Lugs. Last time we had him, struggled against ECU. Maurice Turner in the backfield. 1st and 10. Retzloff to throw, and that's a good job by the Roadrunners. KK Meyer there. No gain. And that was Shaz Preston on the reception.
Just not able to maintain the block at the point of attack from Justin Reed, the tight end for Tulane. 2nd and 10.
You see the last 2 games of what Tulane's done in the red area. Another great play by the Roadrunners. John Jones and a loss of 3. Maurice Turner couldn't get anything loose.
Jones does an outstanding job winning this one-on-one matchup, just shoots the gap between the tight end and the tackle. Low man wins. Excellent first step quickness, and now we're in 3rd and long in the red area. As you mentioned, Matt, problematic for this offense going on 3 weeks now.
Retzloff, back foot, end zone, incomplete, flag down. Jimmy Wyrick covering Bryce Bohannon, and that's going to reset the chains for Tulane.
Pass interference, defense, number 7, 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
Jimmy Wyrick has some contact here prior to the ball arriving. Now, I don't think that this could have been a completable pass, but nevertheless, Bryce Bohannon interfered with, and a fresh set of downs, and hopefully this can ignite some red zone production that results in touchdowns as opposed to field goals for Tulane.
But Lugs, you're right. That ball, regardless, wouldn't have been caught.
No.
Still now 1st and goal to go for Tulane. Retzloff under center. The give up the middle. Trying to push his legs into the end zone. It looks like they're going to spot him short. That was Gordon in a gain of 4. This one on the inch line.
Yeah, Javen Gordon's an exciting young back, a true freshman for Tulane. They really love this kid, 3-star guy coming out of high school, but they think he's got a chance to be special when it's all said and done. And Matt, this defense for San Antonio, UTSA has got to start tackling better. You cannot have a repeat performance of last week's game versus North Texas.
3 tight ends in the game. Gordon in the backfield. Retzloff up the gut. Touchdown, Tulane. So on 3rd and long, they get the PI. They take advantage and go 7 plays, 75 yards on their open drive.
Well, I like their use of the tush push here, bringing in tight end Justin Reed as he comes in short motion. He just settles right behind Retzloff and gets a nice big boy push from his tight end. Nice opening drive for Tulane.
You saw everything you needed to know out of the transfer quarterback there. 19 yards in the air, 40 on the ground. And the transfer who came in the summer and won the quarterback job late leads the green wave right down the field. They're going to go for 2. And UTSA sniffed it out. They were lining up in one of those wonky extra point settings that usually, Luke, they don't ever go with. They kind of just do it for some eye candy and get it back. And they snapped it, they went for it, and the Roadrunners, to their credit, stopped it. Chidero Tutu was there, but look at this, Luke.
Hey, take a look at this. This is a numbers game, and I don't think they counted it out right because it looked like UTSA had 7 black jerseys over there and only 6 blockers for Tulane. The ball carrier then outnumbered when it comes to being able to find a crease and get to the goal line.
Yeah, because they always line it up. We see this all the time in college football, right? They'll line up on the extra point. They typically don't do it.
But you got to count it right.
You do.
Yep.
You do. And the big play by Retzloff, it was the first play of the game where Retzloff danced out there for 39+ that really set the tone on that drive.
Yeah, with Owen Pee Wee right here on the edge, right there, you're going to watch him chase down the back, and quarterback Jake Retzloff's just going to view him. Once he turns the shoulders, he knows he's going to keep the football, and then it's all Retzloff's legs. He's done this all year long. He's a constant threat to defend his legs, even though he's improved significantly in the passing game.
9th rushing TD of the year for Retzloff as Durkin set to kick to Will Henderson III. And that's going to go in the end zone for a touchback. And the first time tonight, UTSA's offense will come onto the field, led by their quarterback, Owen McCown.
And Owen's been a bit dinged up, and it's affected his ability to really unleash the football. He's had an arm injury. He's a left-handed kid who throws what I would call a catchable ball. He knows how to change ball speeds. He knows how to layer the ball. He is extremely accurate, but this offense has not been able to get going in the passing game because he's had a lingering injury, and they have been plagued by drops, Matt.
The son of NFL quarterback, former NFL quarterback, Josh McCown, so you know he understands how to play the position. And early on, you're going to see this guy a lot. Robert Henry Jr. We touched on him in the open. He's one of the best backs in the conference and the country in a gain of 3 on first down.
And you just got to keep feeding him. You got to keep feeding him and then take your shots in the passing game off of play action. They love the perimeter passing game, too, to try to get that defense tired and running sideline to sideline.
See his average yards per game, and again, they're going to feed him up the middle. You see why. That's going to be a first down, UTSA. Brought down by Javion White at a gain of 13.
Bailey Despaney, the safety for Tulane, has him dead to rights in the hole, unblocked, and he makes a miss. That's all on Henry right there.
Coach Traylor told us before the game he feels that they can run on this team. You saw it early as McCown's going to take a shot. Has a guy downfield, flag down. One of those talented tight ends, Patrick Overmeyer. Bailey Despaney got beat, and for now it's a gain of 42.
Holding defense, number 32. That penalty is declined. The result of the play is a first down.
And it'll stay a gain of 42. So you look how the running game set up the throw game, and McCown took advantage.
No doubt, and a great move by Overmeyer here. He makes it look like he's going to run the out route, and he just turns the shoulders and gets vertical in a really well-thrown ball.
And can I tell you something? Working with Lugs, like you always look at a player on film and you kind of get a crush on him.
Yeah.
Lugs has been in love with these tight ends for UTSA.
Yeah, my man crushes. Houston Thomas, number 0. Patrick Overmeyer, number 9 at tight end. 2 6'5" kids that are really talented.
Play fake out of the backfield. They're excited to have Will Henderson in the mix tonight as well. And a gain of 7 again. This two-headed monster out of the backfield. Henry's a big fella. Henderson the burner. And now 2nd and 3.
What a great block on the perimeter from number 1, Devin McCune, the wide receiver, who's normally their vertical threat. He gets the one block made, and then it's one-on-one with Henderson in space. That's exactly what you want in executing that play.
Throw it again, one-on-one coverage up top. Flag down, intended for Devin McEwen, and Isaiah Shine's gonna get flagged.
Pass interference, defense, number 11. The foul occurred in the end zone. By rule, the ball be placed at the 2-yard line. First down.
So mirroring each other's drive. Big play Tulane, they get down there, PI in the end zone. Big play for UTSA, PI in the end zone, 1st and goal to go.
Yeah, and he just runs him right off to the sideline. Doesn't give him any shot to go up and get the football, whether you think it was catchable or not. Just too much contact, tightrope in the sideline.
I think number 3 is going to get it here. That's why I'm not the coach. Just a trot in, touchdown, meet. Early execution, David Amador. How about that answer at home here at the Alamo Dome?
You gotta love the execution of it. Love the play call. That's how much Robert Henry draws attention at the running back position.
So 2 opening drives. Tulane went 7 plays, 75 yards. UTSA went 5 plays, 75 yards. And Jeff Traylor has to love what he sees out of his team responding to Tulane's touchdown. It was the big play to the tight end. Patrick Overmeyer beats his man deep, and then a little play fake. McCown, end zone, Amador. We've got some early scoring here in San Antonio, tied at 7 apiece. You're watching ESPN College Football Prime Time, presented by Liberty Mutual. 7-6 UTSA on top. Tulane went for 2 out of an extra point formation. So the Roadrunners march right back down the field 75 yards. They take a 1-point lead. As Joffer Murphy set to kick off. Anthony Brown-Stevens deep to receive. That's a touchback as we check in with Harry.
Yeah, Matt, spoke with Jake Retzloff earlier this week, Tulane quarterback, and I asked him about the emphasis this weekend. You saw it on that first drive. It was to play with more tempo. He says, I love tempo. It's any quarterback's dream. He said the key, though, is not just playing with tempo and being fast, but being right and being fast. They were on that drive. We'll see if they're going to be right here.
I thought John Summerall put it perfect in our meetings. He's like, we're going to do what suits our quarterback more.
Absolutely, and they got a sense that his instincts come out when they're going fast.
They're like, wait a second, he's brought us back 2 games in a row within under a minute to play.
Yeah.
Maybe we should just employ that offense. Is Maurice Turner now in the backfield. He's going to keep it. Retzloff had a big gain on the first drive, and again, if your quarterback's getting that kind of yardage per run, I bet we see it often in a gain of 9.
Unbelievable that right now UTSA defensively has not had an answer and getting some eye violations, taking them where they don't want to be.
That's Turner off the left side. That's filling the gap, but Turner stayed on his feet. Ball popped out. Tyan Milton knocked it loose. And big 56, Shadre Hurst was the man there, and it's going to actually yield a first down.
Boy, very fortunate right here as this ball pops out right at the end of that run. Shadre Hurst, Johnny on the spot.
The extra effort almost got Turner. Retzloff going to keep it. And that time, the Roadrunners were on it. Still positive yardage and a gain for 3.
And again, right back up to the football. Letting him call it at the line of scrimmage.
Gordon. Ball's out! And UTSA on it. That was Jimmy Wyrick. Man on the spot. Ahmad Chapman put his hat on the ball and watch 7.
Watch 7, the way he recovers it. Instead of trying to pounce on it, he slides into it in kind of a fetal position and secures it, pulls his knees up tight, does an excellent job, and that's how you recover a fumble right there, because if you pounce on it, it always comes squirting out.
Consecutive plays where Tulane popped it out, and that one they weren't able to recover. Here comes some trick. Back to McCown. Throw back over to 8. Amador. He scored the touchdown. There he goes. Gain of 22.
Well, this is all Amador, and I like this and what they're doing. They bring it back to the screen to the running back, but Houston Thomas under the tight end completely whiffs. So Amador does it on his own. That could have been a 3-yard loss if it's not for Amador being able to make somebody miss.
McCown throwing early. McEwen and a gain of 11 brought down by Shine, and here comes tempo from UTSA.
McEwen, one of their go-to big play guys, but he's been nursing a hamstring, so they're going to be limited on how vertical they want to take him. But all of the underneath stuff, big body guy, 6 foot, 195 pounds, catches everything.
McCown 5 of 5 to start the game. Henderson shakes a tackle and does what he can just to get a little bit of something. Tulane had him dead to rights in the backfield, broke the Chris Rogers tackle. He's able to pick up 2.
I'll tell you what, these UTSA backs are really good in the hole. When an unblocked defender shows up and they see color, these backs jump cut really well. They maintain balance, and then they get vertical quickly. There's explosiveness north and south.
McCown to throw. Can run it if he wants. Flag down, caught, touchdown. But that's likely coming back for a hold.
Holding, offense, number 55, 10-yard penalty, replay second down.
So Kamar, Missouri, the left tackle, wipes the touchdown off the board to A.J. Wilson.
Yeah, this is Santana Hopper right here. He's the defensive end. He's going to run, and the inside tackle is going to be right in there. And he gets matched up one-on-one with 55. And watch 55 just hook it, gets his arm on the outside, and then brings him down to the ground. Good call by the officials. Good pocket movement by that time, but touchdown negated.
Yeah, good throw in there, but all for naught. Making it 2nd and 18. Fake to Henry outside. Good job, Tulane, bringing down Patrick Overmeyer. Had the big play on the last drive. Jaheim Johnson, no gain, brings him down.
Now that's twice in the screen game. We're on the outside perimeter blocking by wide receivers. This time it was 84, A.J. Wilson. Completely whiffs, doesn't give Overmeyer a chance. 2 plays ago, it was Houston Thomas. Got to be better on the perimeter block.
So an opportunity for Tulane's defense to minimize the damage after the turnover in plus territory.
Yep, get off the field, force 3.
Play clock at 5. Down to 3. Snap gets off. McCown, quick shot, gets some of the yardage back. Took a hit. That was Dan Dishman. And they'll trot out the field goal unit. Michael Petro will try to give UTSA 10-6. Again, a touchdown called off because of the hold. Petro, a good season. Only miss was a 43-yarder at Texas A&M. This will be a 34-yard attempt. Kick on the way, kick good. So UTSA able to get some points off of the defensive fumble. They recover, but a good job by the Green Wave. They hold the Roadrunners to 3. UTSA up here in the first, 10-6.
ESPN Thursday Night College Football is presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need. And in part by Popeyes. Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Briefly touched on it in the open, how entertaining the American has been. How about Navy 7-0 for the first time since 1978?
That quarterback is something else.
The American has been wild. You take a look now, the best chance for a group of 5 to make the playoff as of now, the top 4 all come from the American.
Well, and not only that, you don't even have Navy on that screen. We've seen ECU a bunch. They're talented. They put it together. They're capable of beating anybody. This is going to be a really fun race down the stretch in the American.
Interesting, South Florida still on top even after going down to Memphis. We'll see South Florida next week on Thursday Night Football as UTSA travels to Tampa. A fumble on the last drive for Tulane. Only 6 fumbles all season, 4 of them lost. And UTSA able to get 24 points off turnovers on the season now. So trying to regroup. You mentioned, it's a good point. 2 fumbles in 3 plays for Tulane last possession.
Yeah, very fortunate to recover the first one, and got to do a better job of ball protection, especially when you're backed up in your own territory.
Zuberi Mobley in the backfield for the first time tonight. And they're going to give to Mobley. And he's going to get 4 yards on first down. Brought down by Shad Banks.
I feel like every time we see Tulane, Matt, and you're watching them on film, we broadcasted the ECU game, it's Maurice Turner, then it's Javen Gordon, all right? Well, they like this freshman Jamari McClure. We haven't seen him yet. And then Zuberi Mobley comes in out of nowhere, and he looks sharp. It's a good group.
Second and 6. Mobley again. You're right. We seem to find a running back every game that unexpectedly stars. We'll see if Mobley's that guy for the Green Wave. And it's going to be 3rd and 3. They're looking for a spark out of a running back. Out of the running back group, the longest gain all year has been 28. Retzloff's their big run guy. 3rd down, out of the backfield, 1st down, Tulane. It was Justin Reed for 10.
Nice little pitch and catch. Just get it out to the flat. Easy read. Get the ball out of your hand by Retzloff. And here we go. Fast, up tempo.
Mobley cuts back. He's got some quicks. He looks like a player that's capable of making a cut and scoring, and that's a gain of 9. Broke through Ahmad Chapman as Banks Jr. brings him down.
Well, and this shouldn't be all that surprising given how UTSA struggled mightily versus the run on the road versus North Texas last week. Tulane's got to take advantage of that, test their mettle.
Said the biggest thing tonight for the defense, get the confidence back early. Retzloff gonna take a shot. Incomplete, intended for Bohannon. Ty Milton on the coverage. You can do that 2nd and 1. Whole playbook is there. Now 3rd and 1.
Absolutely. That's the advantage of staying ahead of the chains. They're going to bring in 2 tight ends now. 3 tight ends on the field now for Tulane. And this is where, Matt, you can lean on Retzloff if you want to. And I love that they're going under center.
And they did lean on Retzloff. They just pushed him forward. It was Justin Reed who got there and then pushed him for about 5 yards.
And Matt, how often does it drive us nuts as we watch these teams in 4th and 1, 3rd and 1, and get in the shotgun, and when you can just line up and don't make it hard on yourself.
Yeah. How about that conventional wisdom? Get under center.
Yeah.
Don't line yourself up 5 yards out of the gun on 3rd and short and make it harder on yourself than they did, but credit to Tulane, they did. 1st and 10. Retzloff pulls it out. Tipped. That had interception written all over it. Anthony Miller couldn't hold on.
Well, and Brandon Tucker, 23, the linebacker for UTSA, shoots the gap. Retzloff gets this ball out, just a little inaccurate, a catchable football from Anthony Miller, of course. Maybe take a little heat off of it.
KK Meyer was there. That's Gordon off the left side, and he's able to get some positive yardage, and a good job by UTSA keeping it at just 4.
Well, that was close to being a face mask there, Matt, on Gordon. Saw a hand go high.
Third down on this drive. Converted on all of them. Retzloff. Stop short. Kyan Roberts' day, and he got just enough back because you're thinking they're in that territory where they're going to go forward on 4th down.
Absolutely. I think you have to. You start getting into the plus 40 percentages way in your favor, and they're not going anywhere. Retzloff looking to the sideline. No substitution change.
So 45% on the season. Fourth and 3. Retzloff gonna throw. Incomplete. Intended for Justin Reed. And UTSA makes the stand defensively.
Just a poor throw right there from Jake Retzloff. His feet are a mess. He tried to short arm it and blew an opportunity to an open wide receiver to get a fresh set of downs. UTSA holding on defense, getting the ball back after this.
Some of New Orleans' finest made the trip. 10-6 UTSA here into the first quarter as we take a look at our impact players built by the Home Depot.
Well, let's start off with Tulane defensive tackle Santana Hopper, who's a transfer from App State. So disruptive. The guy that UTSA is worried about the most up front. He's already drawn a holding call tonight. And then Robert Henry, the running back. We've talked about him as we've come on air tonight. He's the bell cow that makes it go. They want to get him going early and often and then spell him with Will Henderson in the speed back. And so far tonight, we've seen enough Henry. If you're not familiar with him, you're going to like him.
They've used it to play fake. McCown, nice job rolling, throwing with his strong side to Amador, who's had a good first quarter. UTA's defense already a fumble recovery, turnover on downs. Already have to like the performance based on what they saw against North Texas.
Well, talking about Robert Henry, that's twice they've utilized him as a decoy to create another opportunity. One time on the touchdown and right there on first down.
And there's no decoy there trying to get the first down. And early spot looks like he's going to be short. It was Mekhi Williams that brought him down, and it's going to be 3rd and short.
Here comes a 2 tight end package with Patrick Overmeyer, who we've already seen in the vertical passing game. Dan Dishman, number 5, and that brings a host of Tulane Green Wave defenders.
And UTSA's in no hurry to snap this. They know it's going to be the end of the first quarter. So they huddled up, watch the clock. They're going to talk about it. So 3rd and short, end of 1. Couple of big plays by each offense, but right now the home team, UTSA on top of Tulane, 10-6 after 1.
Welcome back to San Antonio, where UTSA leads Tulane 10-6. Coach, how would you evaluate what you saw out of your guys in that first quarter?
Some good, some bad. We can't put the football on the ground on offense twice. Head coach being a little too aggressive on the two-point try. Just want to play aggressive. I want our guys to play aggressive, not cautious. This is a really talented football team, tough environment. We got to play cleaner.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you. Roll weight.
All right, so 3rd and short. Coach Harry, thank you. Bodies up front. Push goes forward. And we continue to have the tush-push trend at every level.
Yeah, and it's smart. I love the personnel change here because they bring in Patrick Overmeyer, 6'5" tight end, put him directly under center. So now you got that length falling over with the push behind him.
All right, so we have a couple of players injured. One for Tulane, and I'll tell you the one that's down for UTSA who just popped up, Ben Rios. And if Ben Rios goes out, the starting center, he's been injured for a couple of weeks. They'd have to go to Preston Honeycutt, a walk-on who is yet to play in a game tonight. So they're going to tend to the injured Tulane player. We're going to step aside while they do.
Who's the better team? It is wide open.
Can you believe it? Who's in the driver's seat to get to the playoff?
The top 25 rankings reveal and 12-team CFP projection. Tuesday on ESPN.
How about that? Already rankings time in the college football season. Recent guys, Tuesday night. As you see, Cameron Hamilton, he was the injured player for Tulane. He walks into the tent. Center Ben Rios, he's back out on the field. He appears to be okay. We'll get Harry down there just a little bit, see if we can't get an update on Hamilton. But 1st and 10, UTSA. Henry, quiet first quarter. Can't keep him down for long. There goes Henry to the outside, and you saw what makes him special right there. They had bottled him up pretty good in the first quarter, and then he pops one for 23.
Well, and he's following his tight end, Dan Dishman, number 5, who secures the edge right there, and he splits the crease, gets out to the perimeter, and some nice blocking downfield. by Allen, number 15, his wide receiver teammate, and a fresh set of downs in the high red zone.
Only had 16 yards before that carry. You see his averages, 124 a game, second best in all of college football. McCown set up the screen. Henry saves him and gets something. It was set up well, but McCown a bad throw. But Henry saves his quarterback and gets 4.
What a spectacular catch. You know, he just gets the ball out and over. McCown's not very tall, but I mean, that's a 5-yard gain from what would have been 2nd and 10.
So McCown remains perfect, 9 of 9, 101 yards and a touchdown pass. Trips to the bottom of your screen. McCown looks that way. Wide open player along the sidelines. That is McEwen, and an obvious coverage bust for Tulane, and that's 13 yards and another first down.
McEwen on what they call the rail route down the sideline does a really nice job securing this football, making sure he's got his feet in bounds. And a much better outing from the wide receivers from UTSA as opposed to a week ago where they were plagued by drops.
So 1st and goal, Roadrunners. Henry up the middle. Brought down by McAlpine. And a gain of 4. So McAlpine on the tackle. UTSA looking to get more points here to start the second quarter. And Luke's a great point. They have been battling the drops. They wanted to get some of their skilled players some early confidence in this one. McCown has a player caught. Touchdown. Devin McEwen. Luke's, not only are they not dropping it right now, they're making catches like that.
Unbelievable catch and a terrific throw. Thrown open to the sideline. McEwen goes and gets it.
How about McCown? 11 of 11, 120 yards and 2 touchdowns. They've scored on all 3 of their drives in a building where they are 21-0 at home in conference under Jeff Traylor. And they're started off for a good one tonight. McCown lays it out. McEwen brings it in. And it is all UTSA early. What a drive for UTSA. The big run by Henry, and then a couple of completions from McCown. His 11 straight completions, by the way, ties his career best. You see the toe tap there from McEwen, and then Lugs, the touchdown.
Well, you take a look one-on-one right here, and you get the little slant route. Okay, well, that tells the quarterback we're man-to-man, so all he's got to do is bend this sail route back to the front pylon, and this is a really good throw. And once he sees that inside cut man-to-man, he can just lay it out there. What a really nice start to this game. And the passing game's been anemic, and Jeff Trader, the head coach at UTSA, has said, hey, for some reason we cannot get this thing going. So really nice to see them have some efficiency throwing the ball.
They got it going to the tune of 9.3 yards per play, as Tulane finds themselves in an early hole. Anthony Brown-Stevens going to bring it out 15-20. Big hitting down there in the sidelines. Owen Pee-wee knocks him out at about the 23. So what does Tulane need to do now to get back into a flow offensively? They turned it over and turned it over on downs.
Well, you know, they haven't been able to get much going in the run game with the running backs. They've been successful running it with Retzlaff, but I just think the tempo needs to continue. They need to be better on first and second down. They've been in a lot of third and shorts, which has been good, but they've had the fumble, and they can't just rely on Retzlaff in the run game.
But again, the longest run by a running back for Tulane this year, 28 yards. Retzlaff, play fake to the sideline, caught. That's Trey Shackelford, makes a couple of men miss. There goes Shackelford at a big gain on first down for the Green Wave. That's 30. Brought down by Shad Banks Jr.
Well, and Ahmad Chapman, number 18, has got to make a better effort to make this tackle as we see more tempo here for Tulane.
Play fake again. Out. Caught. Zycarl Lewis Jr. for 9.
Look at this tempo, man. They are getting up. They're getting lined up. Jake Retzlaff's loving this because this puts him in his element. He's in control. He's calling it at the line. Second and short.
ECU type tempo out of Tulane tonight. Zuberi Mobley, gain of 7. Wyrick and Banks bring him down.
You know, Jake Retzlaff and myself played for the same junior college head coach, close to 35 years apart, but both of us played in an up-tempo, high-speed, no-huddle offense, just like this. This is what he wants to do. This is what his college game has been based upon.
So both Retzlaff and a backup quarterback, Brendan Sullivan, in the game. Play fake. Retzlaff looking back left, has to check down. Good job, but flag on the play. That's Johnny Pascuzzi. We'll see what the call is.
They're going to get number 50, Jordan Hall, probably with a hold here, the right guard.
Holding, offense, number 50, 10-yard penalty, replay first down.
Yeah, this wasn't just a hold. This was a takedown. You see him right here, and he's going to get hooked up with it. It happens late because he jumps and then takes him right to the ground. Negates an easy completion underneath.
So now 1st and 20, backs him up 10 yards. Retzlaff to throw. Squeaks it into the defense. That's a good throw by Anthony Brown-Stevens, or 2 Anthony Brown-Stevens. Dropped it in amongst the defenders and a gain of 13.
Well, that was a laser from Retzlaff. Good in-rhythm throw, gets the ball out, splits the coverage, and Brown-Stevens does the rest, gets a lot of it back.
And a wild throw there intended for Amari Hayes. Wyrick with the pop. Now 3rd and 6. Haven't called Shaz Preston's name since the first drive. Retzlaff, open receiver, And that'll be a first down, Tulane. Zycar Lewis, 2 possessions on this drive and a gain of 8 brought down by Pee Wee.
Well thrown football, really decisive here from Retzloff. Get back, get set, knows where he's going with it. Throws an accurate, catchable ball. And boy, what ended up being what looked like a big gainer just to around the 10-yard line ended up being a penalty, backed him up, and this Tulane offense comes up with a way for a fresh set of downs.
So it's Mobley in the backfield. Retzloff play fake, looking back left, drops it down. Good check down to Reed. He's going to pick up 6.
And that's the same play coming off a play pass that they ran that got the penalty previously on their right guard. This time it's just a different tight end, leaks out. Justin Reed, nice play.
Retzloff across the middle, incomplete, flag down. Bryce Bohannon, the intended receiver.
Pass interference. Defense, number 7. The ball being placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
And Wyrick penalized. I don't know if they got that back right arm, but from that angle, it just looked like good defense.
Yeah, it looked, I mean, again, a bang-bang timing play. It's good coverage nonetheless, but now a fresh set of downs inside the 5.
Retzloff, boot, incomplete, another flag. That's Pascuzzi, covered by Lewis.
Yeah, this wasn't intentional by Jamarius.
Defense, number 14. The foul occurred in the end zone. By rule, the ball being placed at the 2-yard line. First down.
If this wasn't intentional, you're going to see Jamarius Lewis trip. He gets his feet locked up, and then it causes the pass interference on Johnny Pascuzzi. Again, going back to the lack of execution for Tulane this year inside the red area. 9 red zone trips, only 2 touchdowns coming in to this game here tonight. They've got to execute here.
3 red zone pass interference penalties tonight on the Roadrunners. Gordon back in. And that's going to be a penalty on the other side. That's going to be Shadre Hurst.
False start. Offense, number 56. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Student section down in that end zone. Pretty clean game, except for when the teams get down into the red area.
Shadre Hurst has already recovered one of his own back's fumbles tonight. Been a great player for Tulane in the offensive front. One of the leaders of this football team.
Backs it up to the 7, still first and goal. One-on-one coverage up top, incomplete. Intended for number 81, Kellen Tasby. Covered by Meyer.
Yeah, and Matt, I don't like the placement of this ball. I love the one-on-one matchup to Tasby, but this has got to be a high back shoulder throw, and if it is, it's a touchdown. This ball's thrown too far up into the back right pylon instead of to the back right shoulder of Tasby.
Gordon keeps his feet driving. He'll pick up a couple. Wyrick, the first man there. Now 3rd and goal. Play fake. Retzloff, open receiver. Incomplete. That was Anthony Brown-Stevens, couldn't hang on to it, and K.K. Meyer on the coverage. And now it's going to be Patrick Durkin time.
And what a shame, Matt, because this was a wonderful route by Brown-Stevens. Ran a little whip route, came inside, sold the slant, got flat, and came back out. Ball's a little bit high, but you got to make that catch.
Durkin 14 for 14 on the season. Missed it. That is Durkin's first miss this season. And the Alamo Dome is awake. It looked as if Tulane had a perfect chance to get some points. Missed field goal, still 17-6 UTSA.
Day on ABC.
SEC on ABC Saturday. Vanderbilt and Texas as their dream season continue, and the 110-year playing of the Georgia-Florida game, where a lot of people will be outside having libations. I don't know if we're allowed to call it what it really is. McCown, first down. Boys, he's been sharp tonight. He had a receiver all the way, Amador, from start to finish. Now 12 of 12 for 132 yards. The big story on that last drive, Tulane, a costly penalty. However, Patrick Durkin missing his first field goal of the season. He had been 14 of 14. His school record now, one pass away from Owen McCown of completions, consecutive. See if he gets it. He does. ties Frank Harris for 13 consecutive completions. They said he had been banged up throughout the year, a shoulder and a player down for Tulane. That's Isaiah Wadsworth down on the field for Tulane. As right now, UTSA's offense has been in rhythm throughout the first half. Tulane, surprisingly, some uncharacteristic mistakes they've had in the first half. Yeah, they failed a two-pointer, 2 fumbles lost, bad 4th down, false start. Tom Luganville, Matt Berry up here in the booth. We talked about it in the open, and it's kind of been the case in the American this year that anything can happen really any given week. And right now we're seeing UTSA, who has a lot of talent. By their own admission, they have been able to finish one-possession games. They feel instead of 3 and 4, they should be 5 and 2.
Yeah, no question. And we talk about one-possession games. Tulane's won 4 of them this year. UTSA has lost 2 of them. And so when and that last drive for Tulane, the red zone woes continue. That took almost a little over 4 minutes off the clock, and you come away with no points. And the efficiency and the balance between the run game for UTSA and now what had been a non-existent passing game really coming to life for the Roadrunners tonight.
So one team executing, the other team struggling a bit in that category. The false start backed them up from 1st and goal at the 2, and then the missed field goal. UTSA, both teams, all 3 timeouts. Midway through the second quarter. Amarian Peterson. A back we didn't know if we'd see tonight. It's always Henry and Will Henderson, but Amarian Peterson picks up 3 yards, bringing up 3rd and short.
Yeah, the true sophomore transfer out of USC, 6 foot, 215 pounds. And the running back position in the American Conference has been outstanding conference-wide, top to bottom.
How about this? If you're a running back that doesn't get a lot of playing time normally, play on Thursday night with us on the call, and you're going to get in the game. All men at the line of scrimmage. McCown pulls it and takes a hit. Helmet off. That was Jack Chenchu, and the flag is going to come in. So the officials are going to talk of whether or not this is a late hit with targeting.
Personal foul, targeting, defense. That play is under further review.
Jerry McGinn, our rules expert, is here tonight. So, Jerry, first time we've brought you in tonight. First time we've had a replay. Have a look at this. What do you think?
So I see the quarterback is a runner, so he's not defenseless. The defender is coming in with his head up. He doesn't attack the quarterback. He doesn't attack the runner. This is not targeting. Replay should take this off.
Jerry, I agree with you 100%. If anything, McCown delivers the blow here. And you're right, he's not defenseless. He's tucked it. And to be honest with you, that did not go the way they thought.
Yeah. And the other thing is the quarterback is going to have to sit out of play because there is no
because
foul
of the helmet
for
coming
his
off,
helmet
right?
coming off.
And if that's the case, it'd be 4th and 1. They were likely going to punt from this side of their field anyway. But you're right, McCown's the one kind of that put his head down. I think 2 things. One, you see the helmet come off. You think it's a little bit more severe. And in this case, in this day and age in college football, quarterback helmet comes off while he slides. They're going to throw the flag every time. Here's the call.
After review, there is no foul for targeting. Number 1 of the defense may remain in the game. It is 4th down at the 41-yard line.
So Lugs and McGinn all over that one. I would say right call to throw the flag.
Yes.
Better right call to review and pick up the flag for targeting.
No question. And clearly, McCown was not going to be the nail. He was going to be the hammer.
Guy that's been banged up throughout the year. They had the run sniffed out on that. McCown pulled it wisely and held short of the first down, so 4th and 1. Be the first time we'll see Cale Hogan tonight. First punt for either team. So Maury Hayes deep to receive. And a whistle before the punt.
Tulane, that's their first. It'll be 30 seconds.
They're going to call a timeout. Tulane, their first of the night.
Well, they want to make sure they're buttoned up, man.
Yeah, you don't know tonight.
Yeah, you do not know. Not with Jeff Traylor at home.
So kick off your Week 9 NFL Sunday, 10 a.m. Eastern, the Countdown Crew. And also on the all-new ESPN app, early breaking stories, injury updates, previews of each game right up to kickoff. Then on Monday Night Football, the Arizona Cardinals at the Dallas Cowboys. Peyton and Eli on ESPN2. Cardinals would sure love to see Kyler Murray back in action on the eve of Halloween. Let's see, Richard Simmons.
Oh, man, that's Macho Man Randy Savage.
Are we sure?
I'm
Are
pretty
you sure?
Am I sure? You don't think so? Who would that be then?
All right, this guy was at Sports Center today.
That's Nacho Libre.
My guy was at Sports Center.
That's
he won
right.
the costume
He won
contest.
best
He kept
costume.
the chain. Look at him.
Yep, I made him a finalist.
Great.
Coach Traylor made him the winner.
And then that kid. Good for him. So Hogan gets a good punt off. Does he get the check? No. It was close. It was almost an absolute perfect punt. I mean, he just needed a little bit more backspin on that one. But you look at the last 4 drives for Tulane's offense. They came right out of the gate. 7 plays, 75 yards, and the fumble, turnover on down to the missed field goal with 6 minutes, 7 seconds left and 2 timeouts. They're going to need something. Remember, UTSA won the toss and elected to defer.
Right, and so, you know, Tulane getting all they want offensively. They're moving the ball efficiently on the ground, through the air. Retzlaff's made some plays. They've had a little ingenuity, moving the pocket and being able to put themselves in position. But once again, the red zone troubles reared its ugly head, and it took a little over 4 minutes off the clock to come away with no points on their last drive.
Play fake for Retzlaff. Taking a shot downfield. Flag down, Anthony Brown-Stevens. Lugs, if they'd have just played the ball, you're either looking at a turnover or no flag.
And this is Jermarius Lewis again, number 14, who committed the penalty.
Pass interference, defense, number 14, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That's his second penalty. He had the one in the end zone.
Jerry, what do you think of this one?
Well, I see the defender turn for the ball, so he has the right to be in that position. He really doesn't impede. He does impede him, but he has the right to be in that spot. I see this as they shouldn't. I don't like the defensive pass interference.
So I stand corrected. He was playing the ball in Jerry's mind. 4th PI tonight on UTSA.
Well, I think what Jerry's talking about is turning around and locating the ball at the last moment.
That's right. Another play fake for Retzlaff. Another shot downfield. That one picked off. Ahmad Chapman gets the turnover. And the struggles continue for Tulane on the road.
Every time Jake Retzlaff has gotten into trouble tonight in the passing game, it's been all about his feet. He has not had good feet. When the ball's been inaccurate, he lost a lot of power and steam on this football because he's drifting off to his left. Doesn't get squared and set and throw on platform. And Chapman makes a play.
And what a night for Chapman. Forced the fumble earlier, gets the interception there. And Tulane just all out of sync coming out of the bye week, down 17-6 on the road. So now UTSA gets the ball with 3 timeouts remaining, 5:52 left in the first half. Play fake to Henry. McCown to his left side, drops one in, makes a break. There he goes. That's the school record for consecutive completions. Jaron Randall on the reception and a gain of 28.
Yeah, that's a really nice throw on the comeback to the outside for Randall. Randall does the rest, secures the football, gets both hands on the ball, knows he's going to go down. How about this night for that young man right there, Owen McCown.
We come in bragging on the running backs, and the quarterback, son of Josh McCown's like, you know what, don't forget about me. And now a school record for 14 straight completions. Henry. Turf monster credited with the tackle.
Yep.
Down to Harry.
Guys, got a couple of injury updates for you. Number 8, Isaiah Wadsworth. You saw him come off the last series. He is nursing a bloodied chin, so expect to probably see him back in this football game. And then Cameron Hamilton, number 6, we still haven't seen him out there. He was nursing his left side, favoring it. I don't know if it was a shoulder, arm, hand, whatever. We don't want to speculate, but we have not seen him back in this football game yet. We'll keep you updated.
Harry, thank you. Jordan Norman in for Hamilton now. There was some space there for Henry. He just tripped himself up. Empty backfield. Another play fake, another completion. Up the middle, big play. That's Dishman. And these tight ends have been a factor in the first half. Jaheim Johnson tackles him after 17.
And again, using Robert Henry as a decoy, and the motion man gets that defense to take a false step. They think he's getting the jet sweep, and you bring in the tight end and Dan Dishman right underneath him. Well executed play, and it just shows you how much respect this defense has for Henry.
So Overmeyer and Dishman, the tight ends.
Those are my guys.
Those are Luge's. Those are Luge's players. End around. He can throw it. Amador wide open. Touchdown. Amador, the former high school quarterback, to Devin McEwen in his second touchdown of the night. And what a start for the Roadrunners in the first half.
Man, and it's been because this passing game has come alive. It's been anemic up until tonight.
And a team who came in with playoff aspirations is in a world of hurt in San Antonio. 21 points off turnovers.
Devin McEwen, number 1, the recipient here. He's going to be split right here. And what he does is he's going to come out of here and he's going to act like he's going to block him one-on-one, and then he's going to take off. This defender right here, he starts peeking in the backfield because he sees the motion and the ball get handed off. So once he triggers, that's when McEwen knows he's got him. Well-thrown football for the former high school quarterback and David Amador.
Last season, when UTSA was trying to find their way, Memphis came here to San Antonio. UTSA wore the All Blacks, and the Roadrunners got the win. Very similar situation tonight in Tulane, who comes in atop the American, feeling good, 6-1, only lost to Ole Miss. UTSA struggling by their own admission, and they're up 24-6 now with 3:37 in the first half.
5-0 wearing the All Blacks for UTSA, trying to get their 6th tonight.
And Tulane is going to need to get points here on this possession as Anthony Brown-Stevens will fair catch it, which will bring it out to the 25. There's the Taco Bell Live Moss student section dressed up and having fun. Only one student section can claim the title of Live Moss student section of the year. Who will take home the trophy this year? I can tell you, these students are passionate. They showed up at Sports Center on campus today. The biggest crowd we've had ever at Sports Center on campus. They were lined up at around noon, ready to go. And they took the shuttle from campus to the Alamo Dome, and they're watching their team right now dominate Tulane. Mobley, right side. Maybe one of the biggest surprises for me here, Lugs, with Tulane, Shaz Preston.
Yeah.
A player they thought had been coming on. They wanted to get him the ball tonight. He's only got 2 catches for 15 yards.
Well, and they haven't targeted him for the better part of this quarter.
That one's just overthrown, intended for Shackelford. And since that long run and opening drive, Retzloff and this offense has just been out of sync.
Just been out of sync, slightly off. I mean, you make that pitch and catch on the 5-yard hitch route right there, and now you're looking at 3rd and 1, if not a fresh set of downs if he makes the guy miss.
And UTSA with 3 timeouts still, and they'll get the ball to start the 3rd quarter. This 3rd down is huge. Retzloff off his back foot. Never had his receiver. Underthrew Lewis, and it's going to be another punt for Tulane. Kendrick Blackshire on the pressure.
Yeah, watch Retzloff here and look at his feet. And again, this is where he's had issues with accuracy. Now he gets no power on the football. Both feet are off the ground. He just throws it up, and it dies on him midair and comes straight down to the ground. And Zycarl Lewis is still running. He's going vertical, thinking this thing's going to come over his shoulder.
And now a penalty on the green wave.
Kicking team, number 19. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
Retzloff started 4 of 4, and he's 5 of 14 since. Amador at his 19. Just threw the touchdown pass. And now UTSA with 3 timeouts, 4 with the 2-minute timeout stoppage, and a player down for the Roadrunners. It's number 10, Alpha Khan. They've got 4 clock stoppages, the ball, and then the ball to start the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I mean, obviously this is big for UTSA offensively, but if you are Tulane, you have got to get off the field here on defense. All of the momentum is on the sideline of the guys wearing black jerseys right now. And this emotion and this momentum is what this game is all about. And maybe, just maybe, force McCown into an incompletion.
So again, Khan, the injured player for the Roadrunners, and basically everything has gone right for UTSA. McCown 15 of 15, 178 yards and 2 touchdowns. And while they take a look at Khan, we'll take a look at our college football rankings brought to you by Chick-fil-A. Indiana coming off the bye week. They've got Maryland, rather Ohio State coming off the bye week. They've got Penn State. Indiana on the road at Maryland. You see Texas A&M and Alabama. They're off, as is Oregon. And then you see number 5, Georgia, playing Florida in Jacksonville.
Well, look at 8, 9, and 10. Big games on the road for teams looking for a college football playoff berth. Georgia Tech, Vanderbilt, Miami, all on the road against tough opponents.
So Khan walking off. You know, we've seen Vanderbilt magic at home the past couple of weeks, LSU, then Missouri. Yeah. Now on the road at Texas. We don't know the status of Arch Manning yet. And so this will be interesting to see if Vanderbilt can go into a place like Texas and continue what is one of the best seasons in school history.
I want to see how they handle that defensive front 7 from Texas, because the offensive line has not been great for Vanderbilt. They've been able to run the football, but it's the off-platform plays that Diego Pavia makes special.
This quarterback has been special tonight. School record, 14 consecutive completions, full complement of timeouts, and that's Henderson the third. And your whole playbook is in if you're trailer because of all the clock stoppages you have.
Well, they've done a great job managing the game. They've managed their timeouts, chose to defer. They're getting the ball coming out of the locker room after halftime, and they're in control of the game. Taking their time here.
McCown remains perfect. Henderson the third out of the backfield. He's the burner, got to be careful. Brought down by Isaiah Shine. That's going to be a first down after a gain of 7. In all likelihood, taking us to the 2-minute timeout.
Really good perimeter blocking there on the quick screen to the outside. Number 15, DJ Allen at wide receiver, leading the charge.
2-minute timeout.
So McCown 16 of 16. UTSA, the Roadrunners, just dropping an anvil early. 24-6, the 2-minute timeout. Look at the Roadrunner pumpkin, 24-6 here in the first half at the Alamo Dome. Coming up at the half, Kevin Connors, EJ Manuel, Sam Macho. Big news out of Baton Rouge, some big ones. Someone else just lost their job. Arch Manning injury update, college football playoff projections, and Jason Greenberg in a cow costume. The star of Sports Center on campus. I've got nipples, Fokker. Can you milk me? That's $1, Greenberg. Henderson. Nothing on first down. In all seriousness, though, Jason Greenberg, he's one of the hardest working guys on TV. We would not have Sports Center on campus if it wasn't for his hard work, even if he dresses like a cow.
He's wearing 5 hats every single Thursday.
Unbelievable that his cow nips are just popping out. 2nd and 10. What are we doing? McCown forced off his spot. First incompletion of the night. Henderson, the third, maybe should have caught that one. And the streak stops at 16 and bringing up 3rd and 10. So now Tulane with a little bit of life with 2 timeouts remaining if they get their defensive stop.
Well, what's ironic about it is in the last break, they had put up on all of the Jumbotrons here in the Alamo Dome that McCown was 16 for 16. So he probably didn't even realize it.
So we can't blame the announcer jinx on that one.
No.
I blame the cow.
Big 3rd and 10 here. Tulane's got to get off the field.
They're going to run it. Henderson. And he's going to get the first down on 3rd and 10. Initially stopped his momentum to try to scatter step someone, but he remained upfield for 11. And Traylor's putting on a little bit of a play calling clinic here.
Oh, I love the delayed draw, delayed handoff to their fastest player, but look at him break some tackles, sneak his way to a fresh set of downs as Tulane's having some substitution issues right now.
So they'll hold while they substitute. Henry in the backfield. That takes the clock under a minute. McCown, Henry. Look at that cut. Look at Henry go. Boy, these Roadrunners came to play tonight. Bailey Despaney knocks him out after a gain of 34.
I just love the patience. Kind of hides in there a little bit, then jump cuts, gets to the outside, and then Hyde steps it with a little speed. Despaney catches up with him, but what a fantastic run. And again, the vision and patience initially before the jump cut to the outside is fantastic.
In this first half, UTSA is averaging 9.6 yards per play.
We'll take it.
Against a defense that's 3rd in the American, allowing just 22 points per game. Quick shot outside. Amador. Oh, we got a full dose of meat. There's a flag in the end zone. Amador's thrown a touchdown, and for now, he's caught the touchdown.
The ruling on the field is a touchdown. After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness on both teams. Defense, number 13. Offense, number 20. Those fouls will offset. We'll have the try.
And it is all coming apart for Tulane on the road. Well, everything's working for UTSA.
Man, jack of all trades, and David Amador, 2 touchdown receptions, a touchdown pass, all in the first half tonight for the Roadrunners.
The stunner in San Antonio. Petro. Perfect. Luke's break it down for us.
We're gonna have the run fake here to Henry, but there's Amador in the slot. So once this run fake happens, you get those defenders getting this way. You're gonna throw it right over here, and off we go into the slot. Really nice job leaking out the offensive lineman for UTSA. And man, have they come up with a package tonight. A little bit of everything. We've seen the quick game. We've seen the screen game. They've gone vertical to the tight ends. The tight ends have been a huge part of the offense tonight. And that man, Amador, again, responsible for 3 touchdowns.
We knew coming in that Jeff Traylor, he loves his offense.
Yes.
The 2 things he said, got to get the quarterback going, and we've got to get our receivers confidence.
Catching the ball.
Check, 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 check.
No doubt.
And this is the UTSA with Jeff Traylor's 6th year here. This is the program he's thought that he's built. And this year it's been the 1-possession games that have gotten them. But they don't look like a 3-4 team right now, as Anthony Brown-Stevens is going to bring it out at the 1. Has a crease 15, 25, 30. Brought down at the 33-yard line. So 2 timeouts. I don't think Tulane has a choice.
No, they don't. I mean, listen, 2 timeouts because of that return. That gives you a shot to start moving this football, get into plus territory, and try and come up with something. You have to be aggressive here if you're Tulane. Remember, UTSA gets the ball coming out of the locker room. Just keep the ball in front of you if you're UTSA on defense. Nobody needs to play hero ball.
You look at Jake Retzloff after that first drive, and the tempo early on, it helped, but they just cannot find a rhythm. That was a good catch by Omari Hayes. Brought down by Ty Milton, and that's a good drive starter, and that's a first down. So here comes the tempo. They need to go. Clock will stop for the chain reset.
That was a big throw, and they needed that on first down to get a big chunk play.
Retzloff, dangerous throw. He's waiting a long time to get rid of that ball, and the defense jumped it. Intended for Hayes, incomplete.
I think Ty Milton got a finger on that at the last moment, tipped that ball away. His incompletion stops the clock.
Remember, they had it goal to go to get back in this game, and a false start penalty moved them back. Then they missed the field goal, and it's been bad ever since. Retzloff, pressured. He just have to throw that one away. That was Kyan Roberts' day, forced Retzloff to make the throw. It's going to bring up 3rd and 10.
Well, smart play by Retzloff right there, not to take a sack, not to understand where you're at on the field. You still got a chance here with 21 seconds to go.
And again, the 2 timeouts, and what had been still one of the best kickers in the league and in the country. And timeout, UTSA.
Timeout, UTSA.
Their first one of the first half.
30 seconds.
The 3-4 record. Look, John Sumrall told us throughout the week that UTSA is a good team. They're tough at home, which we know. And we've seen all that come into fruition tonight. Right now, UTSA offensively is doing whatever they want against one of the best defenses, again, without Sam Howard. But this performance has been absolutely impressive.
Well, they've executed at a really, really high level. And you referenced it earlier. You know, a week ago, it wasn't the quarterback that didn't play well for UTSA in their loss on the road in North Texas. They didn't have the weapons making plays for them on the outside. And it wasn't just the drop balls. It was when the drop balls occurred. It would be a 3rd and 6. It would be a 4th and 3. Where you had to have it. Quarterback makes the play, the target doesn't. And tonight, everybody's hitting on all cylinders for the Roadrunners on offense.
Third and 10, more pressure for Retzloff. Goes downfield, caught. What a play by Jimmy Callaway, and what a throw by Retzloff. And just like that, Tulane threatening.
Yeah, Retzloff flushed to his right, does a nice job of keeping his eyes downfield and locating Callaway. And again, plenty of time here. He's still got 2 timeouts, 12 seconds to go.
How about Callaway on the season? 1 catch for 5 yards.
Well, just like we've said with the running backs for both of these teams, now all of a sudden some wide receivers and some targets starting to come out of the woodwork. But again, this puts Tulane, and this is Retzloff right here, dropping it in to Callaway, but now it puts Tulane in that position of the field. For whatever reason, they have not been able to execute at a high level.
So just 12 seconds left, the 1 timeout. You're gonna have to go to the end zone. You definitely have one play at it. 2 might be risking it.
Well, it depends on how quickly you get the ball out of your hand. And this is where, as you've mentioned tonight, Shaz Preston, who's the big target on the outside. He's going to be lined up to the bottom of your screen. You know, is he a guy you can get the ball to quickly?
They just changed the clock. They added 2 seconds, 14 seconds now. That's going to make a world of difference. 2 more seconds to potentially get 2 plays off, 1st and goal. Another timeout, Jeff Traylor, UTSA.
Timeout, UTSA. That's their second, be 30 seconds.
As you bring up Shaz Preston, Callaway had 1 catch coming into the game. Shackelford's got 30 yards. Preston down there, he was targeted twice on the first possession.
Yep.
He's only got 2 catches for 15 yards, and he's their star.
Yeah, and came into this game tonight with 20 catches on the season. And that time they had him lined up one-on-one, which would have been a perfect opportunity for either a back shoulder throw to the end zone or an over-the-top fade, which would have been quick enough to ensure that they're going to get at least 2 plays here.
And really, for that matter, when we're talking about some of the unsung heroes tonight, Carl Lewis has had a good first half, but Bryce Bohannon came into this game leading the team in receptions. And Bohannon's only has the 1 for 4 yards.
Well, and Anthony Brown-Stevens has shown up as well, number 5. And it's been a pretty decent group. It's going to be interesting to see if UTSA on the outside on the perimeter allows one-on-one coverage to occur.
They've got Shaz Preston down at the bottom of the screen again, paired with Bohannon.
And 3 defenders, now it's 2.
Retzloff looking left, tripped, no flag, intended for Preston. And it was Pee Wee that brought the pressure.
Pee Wee brings the pressure, but the 2 wide receivers and the 2 defenders on the outside to the bottom of the screen got crossed up and rubbed each other out.
It only took 3 seconds off the clock.
Yep.
Now 2nd and goal.
Now you're seeing UTSA play with a little more off coverage. They were pressing man-to-man on the play before.
Retzloff to the end zone. Touchdown, Tulane. Carl Lewis, and that one was big.
Carl Lewis runs a terrific route right here. Stabs to the inside, lowers its hips, and creates separation. Going for 2 now. Tulane again. Tulane going to start on defense to start the 3rd quarter. So critical moment here for John Summerall's team.
And remember, they went for 2 out of an extra point setup after their first touchdown to play aggressively. Now they'll do it the standard way. To the 2-point attempt. Retzloff, throwback. No good. Intended for Justin Reed. Tyan Milton on the coverage. But Tulane able to get some points to make it 31-12. Maybe with a little bit of momentum going to the locker room, but I can tell you I would not want to be on the other end of that John Summerall conversation in the locker room.
Nor would I. You take a look right here and look at Retzloff's feet right there. Planted on platform, drives a strike in there, and now you're going to see him a little bit under duress, people in his face. His feet aren't quite underneath him. He sails one up and high and to the right of the intended target, and that's kind of been the story of the passing game tonight for Jake Retzloff. But to your point, you got some confidence, a little bit of momentum, quiet the noise a little bit here, and critical because you're coming out on defense, Matt.
A little bit of a trend to watch. Tulane scored first tonight this season. They're 5-0 when scoring first, but they're going to have a lot of work for them cut out in the second half, especially with how McCown's playing. 3 touchdown passes, just the 1 incompletion in Amador, 2 touchdown receptions and the touchdown pass. Kai Anderson deep to receive the Durkin kick. 7 seconds left with how this first half has gone. My guess is UTSA, they'll be content banging a knee, getting to the half, and starting fresh in the 3rd quarter. You just had a feeling, based on everything we've talked about this week with UTSA, that they were just waiting for their moment.
Yeah.
And at least in the first half, they're getting it against a team that is in playoff contention in the American, in a conference that right now has the top 4 teams in the group of 5 with the best chance to make the playoffs. So that'll do it for the first half. And what now is the largest deficit for John Sumrall in a conference game. Tulane has their work cut out for them. It's been all UTSA. 31-12 at the half as we kick it to the studio. Kevin Connors, EJ Manuel, and Sam Ache. to ESPN College Football Prime Time, presented by Liberty Mutual, as you were watching the American on ESPN. And right now, you are watching a UTSA team at home take it to Tulane 31-12 as we begin the third quarter. Tom Lugan, Bill, and Matt Berry back with you. Surprised by the score, yes. Not surprised that UTSA is hanging in this game. Maybe the most surprising part of this is Tulane's ineffectiveness in the first half.
Just disjointed, out of sync. Sometimes it can look really, really good, and at other times they're just trying to figure out a way to get a first down. That momentum coming out, or excuse me, on that last drive to score points going into the locker room was critical. Now this defense needs to show up.
So UTSA's got the ball. They deferred. They won the toss coming in. And Owen McCown's been absolutely brilliant on the night. 17 of 18, 199 yards, and 3 touchdowns. So look, Tulane knows what's at stake. And they're going to, like you said, Luke, they'll have to get off the field quick here to start the third quarter if they're going to get back in this one. All right, time now to take a look at tonight's game flow, brought to you by Progressive, and no surprise, it's all Roadrunners offense.
Well, Owen McCown, the quarterback, has been on target all night long, and everything they've chosen to do, the vertical passing game, you're going to see a great throw to the front pylon right here from the lefty. Just drops it in to Devin McCune. And then they've done a nice job of moving the pocket. He throws the comeback route here, clear line of view. Gets some run after catch right there. He's gotten the ball out of his hand quickly. They've changed the launch point, had a little bit of tempo. Really nice game plan so far for the Roadrunners.
3 touchdown passes for McCown, just 1 incompletion. Picks up right where he left off to his guy Amador, who bounces off the tackle. It'll be a first down as we check in with Harry.
Matt, I asked Tulane coach John Summerall what he told his guys in the locker room. He said, if you do not plan on giving it your all when we come out here in the second half, do not come out. He referenced their comeback against Army. He's seen this team do it before. He said, I want to see 30 minutes of fight.
And a bad start already, Harry. Good stuff. Thank you for Tulane as Bailey Despaney gets banged up on the first play to start the third quarter.
Well, he's the one that delivered the hit there on Amador off of the little RPO. They threw the little glance slant route to the middle of the field. He pops him, wasn't able to bring him down.
So some injuries tonight for Tulane. They started without their best defensive player, Sam Howard, who's missing his 2nd consecutive game with an injury. And now Despaney is out.
See him pop Amador, and
a quick look at him. That's a good sign. You know, John Summerall says his wife tells him his biggest strength is his biggest weakness, and it's his brutal honesty. And as a coach, when you go into the locker room, that sometimes when your players know what you say, what you mean, they're going to take you seriously coming out.
Well, they are, and you always know where you stand, right? There's no gray area. It's very black and white. That's always been his approach. So the kids, they know what's expected and what the standard's going to be. There's no guessing.
Tell you what, this crowd is rehearsed here at the Alamo Dome. When San Antonio's on offense pre-play, we could call the play from up here and they'd hear us.
Yeah.
1st and 10 after the completion. Henry in the backfield. And that's really one of the first times they've been able to bottle him up. That's Santana Hopper. I don't think we called his name once in the first half.
Well, he got a little pass rush early in the red zone when they called a holding play on the offensive lineman, but he shoots the gap right here, and he comes inside and then works this way to the back and retraces, plays off the block really, really well. And again, he was one of our impact players, and Robert Henry, the running back, was the other one-on-one play there, won that time by Tulane.
Their first tackle for loss for the night for the Green Wave. 2nd and 12. McCown over the middle. It's caught. And a gain of 7. And that's what we're talking about now. McHugh in a big first half. This is that stop Tulane needs.
Yeah, you know, the first half, you know, UTSA only had 4 third downs the entire half. This is a huge one here for this Tulane defense.
Only 1 punt on the night for the Roadrunners. So 3rd and 5. Pressure. Picked up. McCown wide open. That's McEwen, who has continued to have a night. I mean, he did this long ago in the first half, his 27th consecutive game with a reception, but his stat line continues to be impressive. 6 catches, 93 yards, 2 touchdowns, and they're in business again.
Yeah, this is a busted coverage by Tulane. Peeking in the backfield, and they lose sight of McEwen in a big explosive play down the sideline. That just can't happen, and it happened a week ago versus Army, and it cost them as well.
So a chance to get off the field. Tulane can't do it as Robert Henry was lined up at quarterback. So some trick was coming there.
Ball start. Offense, number 63. 5-yard penalty. First down.
I guess Trevor Timmons and everyone was really excited to get that play started. I wanted to see what happened too.
Yeah, I think they were going to toss it back to McCown and have him throw it down the sideline once again. A little razzle-dazzle. Maybe getting a little too cute. You're in control of the game.
I think Jeff Traylor's looking to make a statement early. Back-to-back Thursday night games for UTSA. They are on the road at South Florida next week. They want to finish this one off with how they've played in the first half. Robert Henry, gain of 5. He goes up over 80 yards on the night. 124 is his average for the season.
And what makes him so special is his ability to jump cut laterally, either to his right or to his left, and then get forward explosively, 0 to 60, and get downhill, fitting through tight creases.
You know, it's funny you said that about the attempted trick play, because at 31 to 12 with these running backs, you wonder how much UTSA will do here in the second half if they're controlling the ball on the ground. But Amador, I mean, he's having a night. Throwing a touchdown pass. 7 catches, 83 yards, and 2 other touchdowns.
Well, this is what I call a glance route. It's just a slant off of the RPO. The quarterback's just reading the linebacker. He flows with the running back, so he pulls it, throws a slant right behind it. Well read by the quarterback. Accurate throw, good catch.
What a night from McCown. We keep saying that. 21 of 22 now for 264 and 3 touchdowns. He's just going to keep adding to it. Henry's going to take it on first down. Can't bring him down, but he's going to take a loss. That was Moore who pushed him out. McCown, kind of an up and down year coming in. We talked about him being banged up, had a shoulder, had a leg, dealing with the groin. They had the bye week to get some rest. He's still a little bit banged up, but I don't think I've seen it.
No, he looks fresh. His arm looks live. He's just played with great efficiency and accuracy, operated the offense, and hasn't put the ball in harm's way either.
Credit the play calling as well. High percentage passes. That's Henderson on the sweep. Henderson! Touchdown! Same as it ever was in the second half. And the route is officially on.
Well, technically, that's a touchdown pass on a little pitch off of the jet sweep right here to Henderson. And again, the speed, he reads the blocks. And I can't say enough about UTSA's perimeter blocking by their wide receivers and tight ends. And then speed does the rest. Number 5, Dan Dishman. 9, Patrick Overmeyer, and 0, Houston Thomas have been fantastic out of that tight end group.
They're taking a look at it, verifying that he stayed in bounds before they kicked the extra point. One of the officials was standing there on the sidelines right where they thought he went out. It was the back judge that ruled the touchdown. And they have confirmed the score. They'll kick the extra point. Petro on. You know, we talked during the week, extra point is good, that UTSA was waiting for a moment to show that maybe that record is not indicative of who they are. Well, right now, first possession, third quarter, they look like the team to beat in the American. An absolute all-timer today. Sports Center on campus at UTSA. It was the biggest crowd we ever had. We had some Tex-Mex. Jeff Traylor was out there. Harry did a report with some guy mowing some rib next to him. Rowdy the Roadrunner got aggressive, and Tom Luganbill won the three-legged race. Sir, congratulations on your moment.
Oh, what a moment it was. Honor and duty.
Thanks to everyone at UTSA. I mean, they put on an absolute show for us. And the biggest crowd we've ever seen. We're going to take the Sports Center on Campus Fun to Tampa next week, South Florida. As Colin O'Carroll, the offensive lineman, received that kick. Tulane trying to do some things, try to get that spark differently. Let 75 do it. So big drive for Retzloff and his offense. They got to get something done.
Yeah, they got to get something. And they don't have to do everything on one play. You don't have to press. The run game is still in play. But Jake Retzloff's got to make some plays in the passing game and keep getting fresh sets of downs.
Until that drive, Jaden Gordon in the backfield. Play fake for Retzloff, first down throw, and it's just been that kind of night. Until that drive with UTSA going right down the field, Luke, the statistics weren't that
First downs
apart,
were first downs were the same. Third downs weren't that far off. Time of possession was almost identical. The difference is the red zone offense for Tulane continues to rear its ugly head. And just, you know, out of sync as we came out of break, out of halftime, we mentioned just not being in rhythm. That throw right there on first down was a prime example.
To the running game still in play. Javen Gordon there, the true freshman. Remember how this game started with Retzlaff in a 39-yard run, and he was getting yards at really the first quarter.
Oh, yeah.
And it just all of a sudden stopped. So 3rd and 6. Pressure coming. Retzlaff, good shot over the middle. First down, Tulane, and then some. Carl Lewis, gain of 20. Big conversion.
Lewis has been the go-to guy on some 3rd downs tonight for this Tulane offense, and that's just a little 8-yard hitch. In rhythm on time, Retzlaff delivers a strike.
He's their leading receiver tonight is Lewis. Retzlaff to throw again. Steps in front. Gets sandwiched. The defender came from behind and absolutely popped him. Ty Leonard. But it was still good for 6.
Yeah, Retzlaff just didn't see him. And he had a beeline breathing down on his back. Delivered a blow. But again, 6 yards on the ground. Potential negative turns into a positive for Tulane.
That's a good throw and another first down. So it's interesting to play fake because they really haven't established anything on the ground. Amari Hayes picks up 9, and that'll be good enough for the first down. But they're moving right down the field, Luke. So we said they have to score and score quick.
Yep, score and score quick, but don't get greedy. Take what the defense gives you.
And that's not it. That is Jamarius Lewis and an awful mistake by Retzlaff. When it rains, it pours of bad football tonight for the Green Wave. And credit UTSA. That just his 3rd interception of the year. And it continues to get worse. All road runners midway through the 3rd quarter. Been that kind of night for Jake Retzloff and Tulane, 38-12 UTSA. And it's almost time for the first college football playoff rankings release, Tuesday, November 4th on ESPN. The first rankings, the top 25 show, presented by Allstate. As we get ready for the release, Lugs, what are your predictions?
Well, you take a look right here at the 4 first-round byes: Ohio State, Alabama, Texas A&M, and Indiana. Remember, Alabama and Texas A&M do not play each other. BYU and Georgia Tech, Vandy, Ole Miss, Oregon and Miami, and then Memphis I have out of the group of 5 in the American versus Georgia. Now keep in mind, Miami right here.
Yeah.
All right. There is a scenario where they could end up making the college football playoff and not play in the ACC championship. And I want to keep an eye on Vandy this week on the road versus Texas.
What a story that would be for Clark Lee and Vanderbilt if he was able to pull that off. But it's college football playoff ranking time. Snap over McCown's head, and he's able to get back on it, and he was lucky. That had disaster written all over it. McCown heady enough. And an errant snap.
Yeah, high snap, and then he swipes it away from the Tulane defender and then falls on it. Heady play and avoiding near disaster. You want to talk about changing momentum and quickly getting points on the board if that would have been a scoop and score.
Mo Westmoreland was right there and couldn't come up with it. Nonetheless, loss of 9. And there's Henry tripped up immediately. And fans, don't forget to go to ESPN.com/Allstate Playoff Predictor to check out your team's chances to make the college football playoff. So now 3rd and 19.
A lot of football to be played, Matt. 3rd and 19 coming up here. That college football playoff predictor is going to be fun in the month of November.
I cannot wait for all of the yelling and screaming on Tuesday night. My favorite part of the year. The first rankings come out. Everyone gets all up in arms, and they don't realize there's 4 rankings after that. But that's why we love college football, isn't it?
Yep.
3rd and 19. Henry, ball was out, fell out of bounds. Jaheim Johnson ripped it loose. And really, since the first quarter, that's the first time we've seen Tulane do anything that's looked like Tulane.
Well, that's the defensive drive we were expecting them to have to open the 3rd quarter, instead to give up a touchdown.
And I would not be shocked if Tulane makes a quarterback change.
No, I wouldn't
I would
either.
not be shocked if they bring in Brendan Sullivan.
I think they need to. Brendan Sullivan came over the transfer portal, first stop Northwestern, then Iowa. And I think he needs to come into the game, try to create a spark.
It's just not been Jake Retzloff's night. Omari Hayes, Cale Hogan the punt. The coach has told us the competition went all the way down to the end of summer. We'll see who comes out and plays quarterback, but I would not be surprised if you see him, number 6, when we return. 38-12 UTSA. 5:53 left in the third quarter, and that'll do it for Jake Retzloff tonight. Tulane has made the quarterback switch, Lugs. They're going with Brendan Sullivan to see if they can't jumpstart this offense.
Well, Jake Retzloff just not protecting the football good enough, putting it in harm's way. And this offense needs a spark. A lot of time here, but they have got to get things going and, most importantly, protect the football.
And the coaching staff told us this competition went right down to the end. If not for an injury for Sullivan, he may have started the season as the starter for Tulane. First down play popped immediately as Zuberi Mobley by KK Meyer. And no gain. Sullivan pressure, does a good job getting out of that, tucks it down, picks up a little something. Kyan Roberts-Day tackles him after a 2-yard gain, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and 7. This is not the same defense, by the way. They gave up 55 in a record last week or 2 weeks ago at North Texas.
Not even close. This team has come to play. The pads are popping, and they're actually tackling, because we got another injury on the field here for UTSA.
You saw Mestamaker in our open, or one of the billboards that we had. He redid the Wilt Chamberlain sign. He had 608 yards passing. And it was all about the defense getting their confidence back tonight as Marcellus Wilkerson is the injured Roadrunner.
Well, they've just tackled so much better tonight. They haven't allowed Tulane's run game to get going at all.
So kind of a worst nightmare situation for Tulane. The talk about John Sumrall coming in. He's going to be one of the hot coaching candidates again. I don't think this has anything to do with it.
No.
Tonight's performance.
Nor would one big win.
No, right. But Sumrall's always in the conversation. Year 2 here at Tulane, year 4 as a head coach. We know what happened in Baton Rouge. If you missed halftime, not only did Brian Kelly lose his job Sunday, Scott Woodward, the AD at LSU, was fired tonight. I don't think it'll surprise anyone. Woodward had his own buyout. $6.4 million to get out of there, the king of buyouts, so he's no longer the AD. And so LSU, like, candidly, LSU's a mess right now.
Not only is it a mess right now, but it's still such a widely regarded job. I think it's a top 3 job in college football.
No question. There's no president, there's no AD, there's no head coach. I mean, you got the governor going on last night in a press conference. Almost like it was a made-for-TV drama.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And John Sumrall happens to be, 90 miles away from Baton Rouge. He's kept Tulane near the conversation of the playoff, and so his name's naturally going to get brought up for that job and others.
Well, and if you're Lane Kiffin right now, who, is being brought up for every game, or excuse me, every opening, do you want that type of dysfunction?
When he has none at Ole Miss.
Right.
Sullivan scrambling, great job to get out of the pocket, and that's a big first down. Anthony Brown-Stevens, and that was really good quarterbacking for a guy that hadn't played a lot this year.
Yeah, really navigated the pocket well there, kept his eyes downfield, knew what he had to get on the line to gain, so he couldn't just dump this off. Showing some athleticism for a 6'4", 220-pounder, and Tulane right back up on the ball.
Jamori McClure, redshirt freshman in the game now, a player that they like. Want to get him some carries, maybe a little bit of a package. That's a play fake, and that's Sullivan rolling out to his left. He's going to tuck it and run. Sullivan getting some positive yardage as we check in with Harry.
Guys, Marcellus Wilkerson, you just saw him taken off the sideline here. He got a fresh contact lens, so he had an eye poking here. He should be back out on the football field soon.
Harry, thank you. Back to the open jobs around the country. I find it remarkable, greatest of all time type stuff that Lane Kiffin's going to coach all of
every
these teams.
He's
going to coach Florida, he's going to coach LSU,
Penn
and
State.
He's going to coach Ole Miss. Maybe drop in at Happy Valley as well. He's going to throw it. Sullivan open on the backside, but he's going to go to his receiver. He's got him. Touchdown, Tulane. Jimmy Callaway to Omari Hayes. Okay, so Callaway comes into this game with 1 catch and 5 yards. He's got 1 catch for 40 and now a 42-yard touchdown pass. Seems normal.
And when you see how this play develops and how he got to this throw, now look at
his arm.
Now, but watch, he's going to throw it back to Sullivan. They go,
He's like, hell with it.
We're going to throw it straight up to Callaway, and here we go.
By the way, he wasn't anywhere close to gripping the laces.
No.
Sullivan was wide open on the throw around. And he's like, I'm going to show Coach my arm. I mean, let's have another look at this.
Watch Brendan Sullivan, the quarterback, after he pitches it. It looks like it's going to go back, and nope. We're going to throw it straight up and drops it in the bucket. Look at where this ball ends up.
Was that Jeff Blake?
Dropping rainbows?
4 different players have thrown a touchdown pass tonight. My favorite part is he legitimately looks back at Sullivan. And Sullivan was wide open.
Wide open. They had the quarterback screen set up.
He's like, no. I mean, we got a ball game.
Yeah, we got a ball game now. Tulane get off the field on defense. But the way this offense for UTSA has been playing in terms of level of efficiency, now what they can't do is they can't take their foot off the pedal. Don't relax.
No.
If you're UTSA, you got to be the aggressor. Play the game you've played all night that's gotten you to these 38 points.
Because not only was that a touchdown for Tulane to ignite the sideline, it was a unique touchdown by a player that has hardly played this year. They just gunned one for 42 yards. That gets the sideline extra excited. And you're right. Do what you've been doing all night. Stay aggressive. You knew that was coming. They're going to lob one into the dead area, and a good job just to bat that thing out of bounds. It was Dan Dishman, heady move as they'll retain the ball. The next UFC Fight Night Saturday, exclusively ESPN+. The prelim 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific from the Apex in Las Vegas, followed by the main card at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, highlighted by the featherweight main event. Watch on the all-new ESPN app. So they got their first stop of the night, and then a big play. Is Tulane ready to turn this thing around? McCown under center. Henry in the backfield. Cuts off the right side. Has space if he gets around this defender, and that's a great open field tackle by L.J. Green. Lugs, if he gets to the outside, wow. There was a lot of grass.
Well, you talk about open field tackling, which is a very difficult thing to do in today's college football because it's so tough to practice it full speed. And you are right. If this tackle's not made, he's turning the corner, and he's a foot race with linebackers coming inside out. Start with 42, Mekhi Williams.
Bailey to Spaney back in for the Green Wave. 2nd and 10. McCown, quick shot outside. Caught by Amador. Bringing up another 3rd down. Javion White tackled him.
Here we go, Tulane on defense.
Now 3rd and 5.
You get off the field here, now we're going to have a different level of energy on that opposite sideline.
They made the quarterback switch to Brendan Sullivan. He made a big play on 3rd down, then the trick play to see if the defense can feed off it. McCown rolling out. Good throw. That's going to be right at the yard marker. It's going to be enough for a 1st down to Spaney with the big hit and a gain of 6. Good conversion for UTSA.
And David Amador has been a special player tonight for this offense. Mr. Reliable. McCown throws a nice dart low into the outside. But Amador tonight, thrown a touchdown pass, caught 2 touchdowns, and has been the go-to guy on needed downs.
They've done a great job getting McCown out of the pocket.
Yes.
That time they rolled him out away from the blitz. He's got plenty of time to make his read. He did so, good enough for a 1st down. Again, rolls out across his body. That's the tight end, Dan Dishman, who just made 32 to Spaney pay. 6'6", 245 against 6'1", 204. Despaigney's not small, but Dishman delivered it.
Delivers the blow after his quarterback, McCown, delivers another strike, quickly locating him coming across on the drag route off the naked bootleg. And this offense, what we're seeing now is the pedal to the floor.
With a minute remaining in the third quarter. Henry. 1. So both teams have scored a touchdown here in the third quarter. But it's getting late now for Tulane if they want to get back into this game, as UTSA's done a good job controlling the clock and moving the chains when they have to. And what could be the last play of the third quarter. McCown, throw back to the other side, and Tulane's defense was right there. Harvey Dyson and a big hit, bringing up third down to end the third quarter.
That's the end of the third quarter.
So that Tulane team is coming all the way onto the field, trying to will their way back into this game. Question is, will UTSA let them? 38-19 at the end of 3 in San Antonio.
Welcome back to San Antonio, where UTSA leads Tulane 38-19. Coach, you got one more quarter. You're up by 19 points. New quarterback on the other side. How do you guys close this one out?
Well, we got to get to him, and we're letting him run around back there and have too much time, and we got to finish this drive out. Obviously, 3rd and 14 is not ideal. Got to be smart here and make sure we get some points out of this drive.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank y'all. God bless.
Tulane showing some pressure. Again, we were talking during the break, Luke's 6-7 yards, get your field goal range, get some points, as Coach Traylor said. He just has to throw that away, so Tulane gets the stop they needed.
Yeah, they're trying to throw that underneath screen to DJ Allen, number 15, the target coming underneath to the middle of the field. I think they were expecting a big, heavy pass rush that time from Tulane, and Tulane didn't bite.
So this will be a 48-yard field goal attempt for Petro. Career-long 45 yards against Rice in week 7. Kick on the way, and it's blocked. However, a flag is down, and they're going to get Tulane for jumping off sides. And they don't know it yet, but he crossed early. TJ Smith.
Offside. Defense, number 13. 5-yard penalty. Replay 4th down.
You can see him trying to time it.
Seeing at the bottom right of the screen right there, trying to time it up, and he would have been fine. He just got a head start, started moving towards the encroachment zone, and now another opportunity.
And Big Kellen Tasby's the one that got up to block it, and John Sumrall does not like that call. What a huge penalty that could end up being. And that one on the way, that one is good. So how about taking advantage of a 5 yards offsides that negated a blocked field goal? An absolute killer for Tulane.
It's a killer, but it's not a touchdown.
It's not, right?
And so, again, it's the little things that start to add up right there. A kicking game penalty that gets you off the field, no points scored, momentum back on your sideline. Backup quarterback Brendan Sullivan comes in instead, re-kick it, 3 points, and now all of a sudden you don't have that momentum and energy on your sideline.
So it's a 22-point lead. And remember, Tulane's gone for 2-point conversions twice.
And both times chased points when they didn't need to.
So things are going to have to go in a hurry. When you look at some of the mistakes they made, they're going to look back on this game if they can't come back. It started with that false start earlier in the first half that led to the missed field goal, the 23-yarder. They've had the interceptions, offsides there, and the blocked field goal. Uncharacteristic out of the Green Wave. That sideline erupted on the blocked field goal, and then realized the penalty was going to bring it back. As TJ Smith, the new returner for Tulane. And that's going to be Zuberi Mobley, who got into the position to get it, and he's going to get popped inside the 20-yard line. Brandon Jacob Jr. delivered the hit. Second possession now for Brendan Sullivan.
Full quarter left, 3 timeouts. Got to have a sense of urgency, but you can't press here. Brendan Sullivan did a nice job on that series, converting a big 3rd down. Used his legs a little bit. Just make smart choices with the football. It's why you're on the field, and Jake Retzloff tonight is on the sideline.
We've seen 5 running backs for Tulane. The latest, I mentioned him last drive, Jamari McClure. Sullivan designed run, and UTSA was all over it. Blackshire, the first road runner there, and a loss of 2. Last time we saw Tulane near the goal line, they brought in Sullivan as the running quarterback, which was Interesting in that, Jake Retzloff and all of his rushing touchdowns. But he's unable to get away from that, setting up the screen of McClure. And that goes nowhere. And in fact, a loss of yardage. So now 3rd and 15, back-to-back losses. And I keep bringing it up, the disappearance of Shaz Preston. He's had 2 receptions on the night, and they came in the 3rd and 4th play of the game.
Yeah, he's been nowhere to be seen, no targets. And this UTSA defense is a completely different unit tonight than the one they played and gave up 55 in North Texas.
Play clock under 5.
False start. Offense, number 50. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
Now 3rd and 20.
You know, one of the things that John Summerall said about his football team is they are talented, but they are young, and at times they can be immature. And right now, you got to maintain your composure in these moments.
So 3rd and 20 for Sullivan. Has time. Gonna run it. Looking for a block. Gets none. Vic Shaw brings down Sullivan, and Tulane's gonna have to punt.
How about this Roadrunner defense? Gashed against North Texas. Jeff Traylor, the head coach, said it was one of the most embarrassing moments of his head coaching career at the collegiate ranks to see that team play the way they did on defense, and then to see this team here tonight, a complete reversal of fortune.
And that was a game where they went down and scored on the first possession.
Yes, they did.
They went right down the field. It was Henry with the big run, and then it all hell broke loose as Amador is going to receive that at his 15. Does a good job there to get it to the 35-yard line. TJ Smith on the tackle. So we're going to step aside. UTSA ball when we return. football, UTSA at the Alamo Dome tonight, a place where they play really good football. As you look at the American standings, if we're projecting tonight that Tulane drops to 3-1, it's Navy all by themselves. And look at all those teams, Luke, including North Texas and Temple and East Carolina with one loss still in it.
Still in it, and so what you're going to find is a muddled mess here over the next 4 to 5 weeks, because all of these teams are capable of knocking each other off. Cannibalization.
Navy's schedule's tough to end it. Complete again. McCown continues to be sharp. Navy's schedule the rest of the way. They have North Texas on Saturday, South Florida November 15th, Memphis, we have that game on Thanksgiving night. But that's a big one for Navy against North Texas on ESPN2 Saturday at noon.
Huge, and if Navy can continue the march that they are on offensively and keep North Texas on the sideline, that offense for North Texas lethal in the passing game, but possessions can limit that.
Could be an eliminator too for ECU and Temple, both of them with one loss in conference
and
play.
We've seen ECU, they're capable.
We've seen ECU a lot. 3 times to be exact. 2nd and 2. Good patience there to stutter step his way, Will Henderson, to a first down. In fact, I'm surprised they're not flying us from here to Philadelphia to call ECU Temple.
We'd know it.
Speaking of Temple, what a great job.
K.C. Keeler coming over from Sam Houston State. That's done a wonderful job at the FCS level, working himself up. That's what I love about some of these coaches. And everybody's worried about winning the press conference. How about going and finding a ball coach?
Substance over style.
Yep.
Now watch now with the way he's coaching Temple, who, I mean, they've been awful the past few years. Is Henderson on the left side. Good tackle. How about that from Kevin Adams III? When you look at the way Temple's been playing, everyone's trying to find the next Kurt Signetti, right?
Sure.
Everyone's trying to find a guy that's worked his way up through the smaller ranks. And if you can turn Temple around, you can turn anybody around.
Lance Leipold, a great example. Coach Chesney at JMU now coming over from Holy Cross. And listen, you know, look at Texas A&M right now. Mike Elko.
Yep.
All right. You look at Georgia Tech. You had Brent Key. Start connecting the dots.
And McCown can't miss. Jamel Hardy Jr. still going to be 3rd and 11. Actually, they ruled it incomplete.
No, they didn't rule it incomplete.
Well, now they're catching up the chains.
Yep.
That was my fault. 3rd and 11. You know, Georgia Tech fans don't want to hear this because they're having a historic season by their own right. But a guy like Brent Key at LSU, it'd be frightening for a lot of people.
Toughness, discipline, grit, and talent.
Nick Saban disciple. He just has that way about him where he's going to get his team to play angry and play physical.
The ruling on the field is a catch. The previous play is under further review.
All right, so they'll review that. Whether the pass was complete or not. And I think a lot of people with LSU, they get enamored by the Joe Burrow 2019 team.
Sure.
Where when they're at their best, they're physically pummeling people. What do you think here on this catch by Hardy?
Does he continue the act of the catch and secure the football prior to going out of bounds? And I don't know if he got a foot inbounds once he caught it. You look at it from the backside angle. This is a little bit more of a difficult angle.
Let's bring in Jerry McGinn, rules expert.
Yeah,
Jerry, what do you
out.
see? I don't know that this is going to be a catch.
This is out.
Yeah, I'll tell you, from our first look, it looked like he was in, but once we're seeing the look from behind, it doesn't appear that he has a foot down in bounds when he has control of the ball. So they'll reverse
Jerry, when
this.
he catches the ball, he's on the white.
Yeah, they're going to reverse this to an incomplete pass.
So, Jerry, when they're going through this, and we just dissected it, saw what we saw on the various angles, what is the further delay here in terms of what they're determining? Because they had to have already seen what we've seen. Is it the spot of the ball? Is it the clock? What are the things that are delaying this answer?
Well, if it was a catch, it would be the spot. But since they're going to go with an incomplete pass, then they'll just go to the previous spot.
After review, the ruling on the field is upheld. It's a catch. It'll be third down at the 48-yard line.
So upheld.
Upheld. Wow.
Maybe they didn't have an angle they liked. I don't know.
Yeah. So maybe they couldn't really see that toe, the right foot, whether it was down or not. So that's why they upheld it.
So now 3rd and 9 after the play was upheld. McCown, wide open receiver. Guess who? Flag on the play. It's Amador. And a gain of 15. It looks like it's going to be on UTSA.
Pass interference, offense, number 84. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay third down.
That's A.J. Wilson.
I wonder if they're going to call him for a pick, which springs Amador loose to run up the sideline from his slot position. And that's exactly what they do. You can see it right there in the middle of your screen. And that frees up Amador to come down the sideline. That's a good call by this officiating crew. A.J. Wilson, Bailey Despaney, the defender that he blocked.
3rd and 24. Quick shot over the middle to Overmeyer to get some of that yardage back. He does a good job with that. And now it'll be a field position game. They'll bring out the punting unit after a gain of 13 and try to pin Tulane. Again, 3 touchdown deficit right now for the Green Wave. The clock continues to run, approaching 9 minutes in the 4th quarter.
Well, and if UTSA is smart here, they're going to hold on to this for about 15 seconds before they snap this ball. And they should let every second tick away that they can.
So a line drive punt. Takes a bounce to Hayes. Running backwards, causing problems. Ended up losing yardage on that return. 40-yard punt and a loss of 9. Tulane's going to need some 4th quarter magic, down 3 scores here, 8:44 left in the 4th.
this could be one of those weeks you look at the slate and you say, is something weird going to happen?
You know, it's been one of those college football seasons that continues. SEC on ABC, Vanderbilt at Texas, Georgia and Florida, 3:30 p.m. Eastern, then Oklahoma at Tennessee, 7:30 on Saturday.
How about that remaining schedule for Oklahoma, which includes Tennessee this Saturday, Missouri, Alabama. Could be an elimination game between those two.
So 1st and 10 now. Sullivan backed up, trying to take a shot downfield. Has a receiver, incomplete. It was Jimmy Callaway, who's been the discovery tonight for Tulane, and there's a flag down.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense, number 2, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
And there's a player injured for UTSA over on the Tulane sidelines. It's KK Meyer. And a free penalty there for Tulane to extend the drive.
Yeah, that's Owen Pewee coming off the edge. He gets that extra step and a half and lays into the quarterback, and you're just asking for the hanky.
All right, so they're going to look at Meyer. He's over on the other sideline. We'll step aside while they take a look at him.
ESPN Thursday Night College Football is presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need.
What a great city, San Antonio. Great big event city. Final Four. Out and about. Hey, happy birthday to Bobby.
There's Bobby Rubion. He and I were together down there in the trenches for 4 or 5 years on ABC. He's been through many a field rush with me.
Our cart cam operator does a great job. Our entire crew does a great job at spending his birthday with us. Happy birthday, Bobby. 1st and 10 now after the penalty. Sullivan trying to find something, goes downfield. Callaway again, and that's intercepted, but there's a flag.
This is going to be a good call, too, because it's a push-off.
Zach Morris, not of Saved by the Bell fame.
Defense, number 20, 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. First down.
It's tough to see from the sideline television copy angle, but when you see it from this angle,
pushed him.
You see the push right before, and that back judge there all over it. The thing is, he's in position. He doesn't need to make the push. The ball is essentially thrown right to him.
How about Callaway, the guy tonight? Quick shot outside. That's to Trey Shackelford. And more flags. That's going to be a face mask.
At another 15.
So you've had, this will be the third 15-yard penalty.
Face mask, defense, number 33. 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run. First down.
That was Nana Onyanwu. They got with it. Right there, that was an easy call.
Yeah, in front of everybody.
So Onyanwu with the penalty. Tulane taking advantage of him. Sullivan rolls out. Dart across his body. Anthony Brown-Stevens. First down, Green Wave.
Generally a big no-no when it comes to quarterback play, but right now laying it all out on the line is Brendan Sullivan, and this was a terrific throw.
Gain of 24. And Jeff Traylor's going to call a timeout.
Timeout, UTSA. That is their first. It'll be 30 seconds.
So UTSA doesn't want to give Tulane any bit of life as they're moving the ball down the field. Jeff Traylor probably complaining about a potential hold.
Yeah, it was
wasn't
right
called.
It was on the left side of the screen with the running back and Jamari McClure. And he just tugged and grabbed the free rusher off of the edge.
Again, still a 3-touchdown game midway through the fourth quarter. A lot of football left. And you see, you can read Traylor's mouth. He wanted the hold. And this has been a drive, by the way, where they've given up 3 15-yard penalties.
Yep.
So he wanted to get 10 yards back the other way. Interesting, the players that are stepping up tonight for Tulane. We talked about Jimmy Callaway, Zycar Lewis, Trey Shackelford. A lot of some of the unsung guys that haven't been go-tos.
Anthony Brown-Stevens is another one.
He'd at least had some stuff coming in, 15 catches, 162 yards, but Omari Hayes, Shaz Preston, and Bryce Bohannon have not been getting it done tonight. Sullivan pretty sharp coming off the bench. Rolling out to his left. Elects to keep it. Takes an absolute pop at the end of that run, and he's down slow to get up. That was Blackshire and Pee Wee. So 2nd and 8. Sullivan to the end zone. Hand juggle, caught, touchdown Tulane. Shackelford and Chapman were doing a little bit of handsy stuff. Nonetheless, Shackelford scores, and midway through the fourth quarter, now a 2-touchdown game.
Pretty nice throw right here from Brendan Sullivan. And again, a little arm fighting, a little hand fighting, but no push off. Official right on top of it. He just disengages, and both players are going for the football.
95-yard drive with 45 yards of penalties. Durkin on for the extra point. So now 41-26, 15-point game with an entire half of the fourth quarter to play. We've seen crazier things in college football this year.
Well, there's no question we have. And Tulane's got 3 timeouts left still. Now let's see what UTSA has on offense. Will they stay aggressive? Will they put their foot to the floor?
They gave Jake Retzloff the first possession of the third quarter. He threw the interception, and since then, Brendan Sullivan's led them on 2 touchdown drives. He was the spark that they needed. And if the defense gets a stop with a confident offense, this thing could get interesting quick.
Yep.
You just go back to that blocked field goal that was negated for an offsides penalty. And will that come back and get Tulane?
Well, and chasing points on 2 two-point conversions that really weren't necessary at the time.
And the 23-yard missed field goal. You add those up, and we have a completely different story. But nonetheless, they went 95 yards in 1:34. That was quick. They're going to kick it deep. And before he comes out, let's take a look at tonight's Lexus Player Spotlight, brought to you by Lexus. And it's Owen McCown, 29 of 31, 338, 4 touchdowns. He has been electric.
He's been fantastic, a model of efficiency and accuracy. And this coaching staff's done a really good job. Jeff Traylor moving the pocket, changing the launch point, getting the ball out of his hand quickly, and they did not have the drops problem they had versus North Texas. Look at those numbers. Wow.
We came in talking about the star running backs, but it's been the quarterback, Owen McCown, who has led UTSA, and he's going to need to do it again now that it's a 2-score game. Henry in the backfield. Play fake. They're still throwing outside. Amador, the big night continues for the receiver, and he's going to get a first down after a big play. Isaiah Shine broke through the tackle. Kevin Adams brought him down in a gain of 20.
You know, it's so interesting. When they want the gimme, when they want the routine throw, they go to this guy because he is so reliable with his hands and ball skills. And you're right. Choosing to throw it right there, every bit as confident as keeping it on the ground. And what they've done a good job of offensively, Matt, is when they've been on the receiving end, they've stayed in bounds as this clock continues to tick.
And they're not going to stand. I would bet every play forward, if they've got the ball, you're going to see that thing tick down the way it is, down to 5. They'll snap it with 3 left. Then they'll hand the ball off to Henry. So they're kind of in that mode right now. And Henry at any point can break one. But a good job by Tulane knocking him out. Kevin Adams the third again and a gain of 3.
That actually helps UTSA because had he broken that tackle, he likely would have ran out of bounds.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, you gain 3 clock turns.
UTSA with 2 timeouts and the 2-minute timeout. I don't believe we'll see Tulane. So Tulane's got the 3 timeouts and the 2-minute timeout. So 4 clock stoppages for them, but they need to get the stop defensively first to get the ball back. Henry. And he's the kind of running back that can crease one and end it.
Oh, no question
about it. And you almost
it.
wait for it to happen in a gain of 5, bring it up a 3rd and 2.
Everybody always talks about you got to be able to run the football when you have to.
Yeah.
I think it's more you got to run the football when you want to, right? You just line up. They know you're going to run it, and we want to run it, so we're going to run it. We're going to be better than you are at the point of attack.
Again, he averaging 124 a game, 87, so he's well below his average. Just 98 rushing yards for UTSA on the night, but it hasn't mattered with how the quarterbacks played. So 3rd and 2. Tulane bringing everyone. And they got the stop. That was Will Henderson III. Decision time now for Jeff Traylor. And 4th down.
I'm a little surprised they didn't bring in their tight end package with Patrick Overmeyer, number 9, or Houston Thomas, 0, when they go with their Wildcat and the big guy.
So if Tulane gets the stop, they're going to get the ball at the 47-yard line.
Wow.
This is huge.
This is, I'm not so sure I agree with this right here.
Unless they try to draw him off sides
Right.
and pin him deep. Huge play in this game. And Traylor's going to call one of his timeouts. 1 remaining.
UTSA, that's their second. It'll be 30 seconds.
Wow.
You know, I could sit up here in the booth and argue for both sides. I could argue for the pin them deep, but then you're giving Tulane the ball back. But if they go right down the field, make it a 1-score game.
Well, they've already had a 95-yard drive on the previous drive for a touchdown.
That's right. Or do you try to put it away and maybe rely on one of your offensive stars? There's been a bunch of them tonight. Owen McCown, David McEwen, David Amador. He's going to win the game. But speaking of Amador, let's take a look at what he's done tonight. 2 receiving, 1 through the air.
Well, he's been a jack of all trades. He's done it in every phase of the game. He's thrown it. He's caught it. He's been Mr. Reliable on 3rd down. You can count on him. He's tough. And then here's his pass where they set up. They're going to look like they're going to block it on the outside. The corner starts peeking in the inside. Slips by him. Throws a touchdown pass right there. He's just been the go-to guy in this offense tonight.
2 receptions, 1 passing touchdown. Here we go, 4th and short. They call the play. McCown rolling out, thrown back across his body, and Patrick Overmeyer converts. And now with the clock, UTSA just played to win the game. And Owen McCown, 31 of 33, 369, maybe that one of his biggest completions of the night.
And an unbelievably well-designed play, because you've got the tight end and Patrick Overmeyer, who's playing on the inside with his hand on the ground, and he looks like he's just blocking down and then leaks out and turns around.
Now I'd be really surprised if you see the ball go in the air.
Unbelievable.
Henderson off the right side, gets back up, was never down. Good second effort out of him. Clock gonna tick down to 3 minutes. They just went over the 100-yard mark as a team rushing. How about that? We talked on SportsCenter, talked in the open. It was gonna be the running game that paced them. 104 yards rushing. It's been the quarterback, 390 yards through the air. That's been the difference tonight.
Well, you know, it's the one thing that Jeff Traylor, the UTSA head coach, talked about all week, is he just can't figure out why the passing game can't get going. 1 week it's penalties, 1 week it's drops. Quarterback's been banged up, and tonight it all comes together.
Last game out, October 18th. They've had plenty of time to think about that one. And I'd say both things tonight and another first down. Both things tonight have been fixed, the throw game and the defense.
Well, and defense travels, and if the balance of the throw game allows for this offense to put more points on the board, they're going to be a handful down the stretch.
And that handful begins next week, where we'll be in Tampa. South Florida gets this same UTSA team. So we've reached a 2-minute timeout here in the 4th quarter. And it appears UTSA is going to pull it off. 41-26 at the 2-minute timeout.
Now available on the ESPN app.
SportsCenter coming up next. Trevor Scales, Phil Murphy through the day's top stories. Our hardworking crew in the truck. I believe all of them are dressed up for Halloween. So now it's going to be 3 timeouts for Tulane. We don't believe McCown's going to throw another pass. If not, again, 31 of 33, 93.9% completion percentage would be a school record. It'd be tied for the second best completion percentage all time in the American. And so now really what this does sets up chaos in this conference, who is hoping they get the group of 5 playoff bid. Because now after tonight, the only team that's going to be unbeaten in the conference is Navy. They have a tough schedule down the stretch that we just talked about. You're going to have a number of teams with the 1 loss still have an opportunity going into the final month of the season.
Well, and I go back to the 1-possession game scenario. You know, we had Tulane come into this game tonight. They'd won 4 1-possession games. For UTSA, they'd lost the 2 1-possession games that they had. And if you look at college football across the board, the dispersal of talent has really narrowed the margin of error. So you get into the 4th quarter, who can win 1-possession games is going to be the difference.
2nd and 6. And timeout number 2 for Tulane. That was Jordan Guidry getting a little physical there at the end after the whistle. No flag thrown. So 3rd and 6. And nothing Jeff Traylor and UTSA want more than to get this first down and get victory formation.
Absolutely. Put an end to this thing. They just got to feel really good about how they've responded. I mean, that was a 55-17 loss. That doesn't happen around here to this program. And to see your kids respond tells you a little bit about who you got in that locker room.
And there, what you see, it does to Tulane CFP chances after tonight. But again, for every coach, first goal, get to the conference championship, win your league, and then let the chips fall where they may. And Tulane, by any stretch, is not out of it in the American with so much football left to play in November. That's going to be Henderson off the left side. He's got the space for the first down and the touchdown, however, flag on the play. How about this? It appears, we'll wait for the call.
Tell you one thing, Jeff Traylor on that sideline for UTSA was really hoping his running back would fall on the ground.
There are fouls on both teams during the play. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Defense, number 11. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Offense, number 13. Those fouls will offset. We'll replay third down.
So that's Hardy and Shine. My guess is Traylor's going to coach him up this time if you spring it.
Absolutely. He's got to let this offense know, if we spring it, we get the first down, get down. Tulane's now got to call their last time out, and then we take a knee.
But Jeff Traylor, they're on the doorstep of being 22-0 at home in conference. I mean, that's a wild stat.
It is.
They're going to try the exact same play. Is he going to go down? No. Touchdown. My guess is Traylor wanted more points because he's out in the field, and he is fired up.
He loves it. You know what he's saying? Hey, we'll throw our defense out there. We're good with it.
He's came to make a statement tonight. Will Henderson III. I put my eyes right on Traylor the second that touchdown hit. He's actually happy he scored.
You just said he's going to have a conversation with his football team, and of course he did not.
Boy, are we in for something special down the stretch, aren't we? We have two more American games left on our schedule. Next week at Tampa with this UTSA team in South Florida. Then we end it with Navy Memphis on Thanksgiving night.
Yeah, it's going to be a great one down the stretch. And we were just talking in the break, you know, South Florida now, UTSA has their attention.
I should warn you, though, if you do get scheduled on Thursday Night College Football, you will have a 4-hour game. You can lock that one in. So, Alex Golish, the Bulls, you guys, we're coming to you next week. Just strap it up for 4 hours. What a win for Jeff Traylor.
Huge. Well, he told us this week, he said, listen, he goes, are we a 3-4 team? No, but you are what your record says you are. He goes, we're a 5-2 team right now, but we're 3-4 because we haven't won close games, and there's been 2 of them, and they're 0-2 in both of them.
I'm giving Owen McCown my first college football final helmet sticker on Saturday.
Oh, you're already making the declaration.
Yeah, he's in.
All right.
31 of 33, 370, and 4 touchdowns. You'll be hard-pressed to find a better performance out of a quarterback this week, and as TJ Smith's going to receive the kick, try to score right away, and 25-30s, he's knocked out of bounds. And our weekend watch, week 10. Cincinnati, Utah has a lot of my attention. Cincinnati's a really good football team with 1 trip up on the year, and that was to Nebraska. Georgia, Florida, interim coach now for Florida. Do they get that juice against Georgia after the week off? And then does Vanderbilt magic continue?
Yeah, that game on the road in Austin, it's going to be challenging for Vanderbilt, but I like the way they're built. Tough, blue collar, got a chip on their shoulder, and they're talented.
So 1.5 minutes remaining in our game. As Tulane and Sullivan going to try to keep fighting. He'll take that out of bounds. They gain a 7.
Take a look at those numbers. ESPN Analytics. I'll tell you what, and we don't know if Arch Manning is going to make the start. He'll be out of concussion protocol, but boy, was he good last week against Mississippi State.
Over the middle, intercepted. That'll do it. Tyan Milton. So it is victory formation time. And what a statement by the Roadrunners. And I can promise you this. Jeff Traylor, this UTSA team, they got USF's attention next week.
Yep. It's going to be a great one.
This is the most points allowed by a Sumrall head coached team in 48. We had talked before the game and during our production throughout the week that we were not going to be surprised if UTSA pulled off a win. I think, though, we are surprised how easy they made this look.
Yeah, the dominant fashion in which they performed. And then, again, the offense came alive. They've been searching for it. There's been a variety of reasons why it's been lacking, and they haven't had any continuity. But the quarterback looks healthy. The wide receivers caught the ball consistently, and you were chock full of explosive plays.
I can tell you this, though, because we've seen a lot of them. The American Conference is going to go down to the end, and we are going to be entertained by, it's been one of the more entertaining leagues this year, because really everything's unpredictable. It started with UAB a couple of weeks ago upsetting Memphis. And then South Florida, a 14-point lead blown to get to Memphis for them to get the win. And now UTSA makes its statement in a 48-26 win over Tulane. What a statement they made for Harry Lyles down on the field, Tom Luganbill and Matt Berry up in the booth. What a start to week 10 of the college football season. We're in store for something special. We're now going to go to SportsCenter with Scott Van Pelt. Good night from San Antonio.